Hi, everyone. Thanks for returning to another episode, a tiny episode, a revisionary episode of The Affairs of Wizards. I'm only here today with two of the players because I promised them it was going to be over last week, which is why I kind of rushed it. And two of them were able to come for just a little, like a 1 hour thing where we play out the end as it was intended. And then we'll have a discussion afterwards, at least with me, about with Yang Yang perhaps about the about this whole thing and how it went and so on. So I'm Stephen Merlino. I'm the DM. I am the creator of the campaign, and it will eventually be on sale in DM's Guild and Drive Through RPG, etc., etc. But let's have the two players introduce themselves, and then we'll jump right in. Gwen, what'd you say?
Oh no! Hey everybody. My name is Gwendolyn Granum. I'm the lovely Aggie today for all of you, and mostly just a middle school teacher at the moment. But I do have a special gift. I had to actually cut my hair for this, as you have to have short hair to promote that there's a giveaway for PhoenixDice.com. That's right, PhoenixDice.com. You thought it was done? Michelle isn't here? I don't think so. There's still more dice to give away. Please, when you win these dice tonight, make sure you give a big old thanks to Michelle for still giving dice away even when she can't make it. We call that a heart of gold. And that's just an easy code in the chat. !ticket. !ticket gets you into the dice drawing. You're going to want to get them. My set of dice from PhoenixDice.com are in the mail right now. They're on a ship shipping to me in the United States. Get on that ship. Get some dice at PhoenixDice.com. !ticket to get into the drawing. Garwar.
Oh, is it my turn now?
I'm so sorry.
It really should be ! Michelle, shouldn't it?
Really
I'm sorry. I'm
trying
be
to
better.
figure out which way is
You're on my left. Where am I for you?
I can't. Is this? No, everything's wrong now. Okay. Hey everybody, I'm Garwar. That's the first time I tried to mess with Zoom, and I should just leave it alone. I played Bande, the dwarven finger waggler, who's a thief. And today we are forgetting everything not everything we learned in the last episode, just some of the things we learned in the last episode, and we're starting fresh. We'll see what happens. Hey, pick up, you can find me streaming on the interwebs at your Twitch TV/Garwar, and like today, I was streaming Idle Champions. You get your code, Electrum code, by putting in !code in chat. And get yourself free stuff. There's a new event going on right now called Liar's Night, where you grab a brand new champion of the game. But hey, folks, remember Vecna's BFF, Cass? You know, the one that chopped off his hand and poked out his eye? Hey, get him in Idle Champions right now. It's super OP. Imagine that. His stats are like, he's got like a 26 strength. His dump stat is wisdom. It's 19. Go get Cass today, folks.
Does he have his +4 short sword? The sword of Tass?
I don't know what it's called because I haven't got all of his items yet, but he has like a blood sword, is what it's called.
Interesting.
So it looks like a sun sword, but it's blood that comes out and forms the blade, is what it looks like.
Back in the old days.
This is Cass. They call him Cass the Bloody-Handed, but I think it's the vampiric version of Cass, which I thought was called the Destroyer, but whatever.
Oh gosh. So I didn't know there were so many versions of him. I only remember.
Oh, there's like a version for every edition of D&D.
Yeah. Okay. So it must have been the first edition or second edition where the only reason I knew about Tass was because there was a sword. And it always bugged the crap out of me. It's this kick butt sword, +4, has all these things. It's a short sword.
Well, there's the sword of Cass.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's right. That's what supposedly what cut off Vecna's hand, maybe.
Yeah. How could you even get enough momentum with a short sword to cut off somebody's friggin' hand. I mean, obviously you can't.
Because he
but
has 26 strength. I think I just explained that part.
Plus
it's like,
4,
why not
26
just
strength.
make it a machete? God, it
I
was
mean, it's
just
plus 12 to damage. I
Because
don't
look,
know.
first
yeah, I
edition
know.
D&D
It hardly
wasn't about
matters.
first edition D&D wasn't about making sense. Come
Or
on.
being cool.
It's true.
I mean,
No.
short swords aren't cool. I'm sorry.
You're so I can't believe that. That's
Short swords
heresy.
Look, a short sword is a standard sword.
Yeah.
These are very cool.
Yeah, if
People
you're a
went out and
freaking
did all
Roman
kinds of horrific things with
centurion.
them.
I mean,
you could
yes,
take
in the
you
real
could cut
world.
people's hands off with that. Yes, and this is fantasy
I
is
mean,
still the
as a
real world.
player,
Like,
if I found that
it's
sword, I'd be
different.
like, throw it in a well. Garbage. Short sword.
A plus 4 short sword you'd throw into a well. Hey, everybody. Anyone who
No, it had many other qualities that made it worthwhile, but the last thing you want to do with it was wield it, because come on, I'd much rather have a +4 holy vorpal defender. I
Well,
mean,
but that's like saying, you know
the-
what?
and
I'd rather have a Lamborghini than a McLaren. Look, when you're at that decision-making point,
I'm sorry. What I
that's
meant,
not normal.
what I meant to say was, even if
And
you
so
gave me
comparing
a
a plus four short sword to a +4 vorpal.
No,
sword,
I'm
like,
sorry.
going to
What
the
what
moon
I meant,
sucks. I
what
want
I
to go to
meant,
Mars.
what I meant
the
to
moon's
say,
terrible. When you can go to Mars.
what I meant to say was, if you're gonna have a cool sword, don't make it a freaking short sword. Make it at least a
Again,
long sword.
it was first edition.
Oh,
So.
okay, come on. But as a kid, I'm like, what?
Well, that
No.
sounds like a you problem.
Nobody-
problem with the game.
Nobody, none of my friends had anything less than a bastard sword. It was like, bastard sword, two-handed sword. Why do you even bother with anything else? It's not cool. Plus, we were kids and we were probably,
Again,
obsessed
that's a
with.
perception issue, not a reality issue.
I'm saying
this is perception versus reality.
I'm just saying. Just wasn't that didn't speak to the 12-year-old in me.
Yeah.
The 12-year-old me.
The 12-year-old influenced by people around you who didn't have his own ideas that he could
Bastard
stand on.
swords, freaking cool.
You just like swearing. Come on.
Yeah,
Even you used all of our
that-
swears.
I mean,
for
look, when
tonight
it comes
already.
down to it, it's all about scimitars. So I don't even know where we're heading.
I'm pretty
That is
sure.
true.
I'm pretty sure
Make a good
bastard
point.
swords did 2d8 damage. That was sick.
Everybody get in the comments. Put Steven to bed. He's an old man. He's tired. He's got to go.
Back in the day, bastard swords did 2d8 damage, and there
Sure.
weren't
All
any
I-
stupid relics that were short swords. Nobody in the
Grandpa.
right mind.
Get
All
to
I hear
bed.
in my head now, thanks to Hakachuck and Chad, is basket swords. Man, these basket swords, they were the best. I'm like,
They were wicker.
oh, they're wicker, right? Underwater basket sword weaving was the thing you had to do to make your swords in first edition D&D.
Yeah, every
Revisionist
apprentice.
history, folks. Speaking of revisionist history, what are we
Yes.
doing today, Steve?
Yes. All right, we're gonna back up.
Good Gar.
We're gonna back up
I win the
to
segue contest.
the first. We're gonna back up to the moment you enter the tower after the fight.
Alright.
You haven't had a
Bande's
chance.
here.
Haven't
Alright.
had a chance to talk to Caspin, the apprentice that you saw fleeing rats up on the balcony. Haven't learned anything from him.
Bande, I hit my head really hard. Where are we?
And
I don't know. I have the worst sense of deja vu.
I'm very likely to go back before we put the YouTube version of last week on the on YouTube. I'm very likely to cut what we did last time
It's
and
fine.
add to this.
No
or
way. No worries.
All right, fine.
It's fine.
Maybe I'll just have a little interlude where I
Kiry, what do you think?
splice in me going, okay, so here's what happened. Keep watching if you want to be confused. But if you don't care about being confused, or if you care about being confused, then just skip from now to don't watch the end.
Everything right here. It's all
Okay.
here.
Yes, you don't have to take notes because you took them last time. All right, let's go back in the time machine. Here we are. And if you look on the map, I don't know if you can see the map yet. Eventually, hopefully we'll have a map. You're in a tower.
Oh, there's a map there.
It's gorgeous. Thank you. I will read to you the description of where you are. You have followed Caspin up from the front door, up through the urine stinking stable level of the tower, to a gorgeous plush level of the tower, which is quite large. It's about 80 feet diameter, this building. There is another floor above, but it is quite locked away and under a rune sealed door. That is Bartha's level of the tower. This is Caspan's level. And lots of guest rooms, kitchen, dining area, piano, balcony, tons of books. There are a few stray rats around, but there are carpets.
This is pretty nice for a servant's quarters.
He has collapsed on a couch in the cozy, there's a big fireplace with a great fire going in it, rug, leather stuffed chairs, row after row of books. There's a writing desk and a little window. There are kind of books and scrolls kind of here and there. And there's a big, there is a research desk, which I realize now is not on this map, but it's kind of a U-shaped research table with tons of books and a chair inside the U with a writing area and so on. It's quite in disarray, drawers. And you notice also that there's, if I do a little click here on the map, there's a writing desk that is in disarray with crumpled papers, letters lying scattered on it on the surface of the desk, a toppled ink pot. Caspan has collapsed into the couch with a drink in his hand, and he vaguely motions toward a stand with some liquor and cups, glasses, and says, "Gods, thank you. Please be at home."
You have a rat under your chair.
Oh my! I have so many scratches on my ankles you wouldn't believe. I'll bandage them later. He downs a shot and he pours himself another. Help yourself. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. And he puts his hand over his eyes and leans back and it just takes a lot of breaths. Let's see.
Bande, be careful. If he sees your rat purse, he's gonna get upset.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
You
that's
should
not
be
my
really
problem.
careful.
That's not my problem. My rat purse is clearly a dead rat hanging on my backpack. That's, you know. And actually, I'm gonna look under. I'm like, I'm judging the size. Like, is it big enough to be turned into a good rat purse, or is it too
Yeah.
small?
Oh yeah, there's some honking rats in here.
There's some honking rats.
I mean,
I'm
if
like,
you
oh,
wanna-
that one's not bad though. So I reach under it and I grab it and like tie it off to the side.
Are you kidding? It's not gonna let you grab it. It's
Oh, it's
wild.
alive?
Oh, it's
a
alive one.
Yeah,
Oh, I thought they were dead. Oh, then
No.
I just firebolted.
in the library.
Yeah, I got.
Well, I'm like right up close. It just. I mean, it's not like I'm shooting it off somewhere.
Well, to be clear,
It's not something that bounces.
yeah, you're glimpsing them like skittering here and there, little shadows moving, and you realize they're rats. If you want to go rat hunting, you can, but there's not just one like sitting out on the carpet ready to get blasted. You'd have to
need
like
more purses for everyone.
I mean, look, they make great purses. Just saying. No one's gonna steal from you when you're using a rat purse. Who wants to put their hand in a dead rat? Perfect.
Smolly sits on one of the leather chairs and bounces on it a little bit. It groans under his weight. Webb,
Literally or figuratively? We are in a wizard's tower.
it's a mimic.
Please get off me.
The Webb and Kiry lounge on another couch, and Webb definitely pours himself a drink, and he pours a crystal of liquor, and then he leaves the crystal of liquor and takes the bottle and sits down. Just kidding.
Is that gonna actually go
No
inside
reaction.
you this time, or do we need to get like a napkin or something?
Yeah. Funny. So I have a drinking problem. Airplane? Anybody? The movie Airplane? Okay.
Yes.
Well, in
Nothing
case you
funnier
haven't
than
seen,
when you reference a joke like this.
it's the best jokes are the ones you have to explain.
That's not how it works.
It's a rule of comedy.
That's what
I do
comedians
it. I
always
do
say.
it. And I know that's not how it works.
Okay, roll a perception check.
Ugh.
Can I roll it with advantage because you like me?
No, you're going to be doing just fine. So
I'm in my favored terrain, so I rolled
That's
high.
that's true. That's
so
only you were anxious too.
you
If
are
only I were anxious, it'd be even better.
Aggie. You were close enough to the writing table to notice something on the desk that you recognize. It is the same stationery as the card from Rosa that summoned you when you first got it. It's Rosa's stationery, and there's some writing on it.
Cool. Just pick it up. No hesitation.
Yeah. Well, in fact, as you can see, Caspin has got his back to you at the desk there. So, and he's quite befuddled, so his senses aren't with him, and he's going over to Webb to get another glass of the liquor. I will read to you what you read, and you can find this in the notes handout,
Whoa.
which has totally been there for weeks now, just waiting for you to see it.
It says something went wrong on my end.
Are you kidding me?
It worked for me.
Oh, thank goodness.
Don't go to the
You
one
wanna-
that says notes all over the floor and desk. Just go to the one that says notes.
Okay, I had to refresh notes here.
Oh, of course. Okay, I will read it to the audience unless one of you would like to.
I mean, Aggie's reading it.
So
right.
the top one,
Yeah.
Her Majesty.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I don't know why it's so small on my screen, but give me just
Is it crappy
There
resolution?
we go. Her Majesty's a gold-tongued adder paid me a long-expected visit this day. I thank the god. This is how I think Bartha sounds.
No, this is
gods.
Rosa. Rosa wrote this. Rosa wrote
Either way,
this.
this is what.
I thank the gods. I have absolved me of my debts. My conscience is clear. No thanks to Bartha. Gods help us all if what Havril says be true. But let the penalty of her folly fall solely on that she had that wrought it. I shall never forgive her. Forgive her.
That sounded a bit like a familiar actor. What's that? Was it Dame Judi Dench? No. It was the one who just passed away. God bless her.
Maggie Smith?
Maggie. Yes, you sounded like Miss McGonagall a little bit.
I don't know her at all. I've never seen the movies. I've seen them once.
What about
years ago?
Abby?
No, Downton Abbey?
Yes.
Not yet. It's on my to-do. Going through the X-Files.
Oh,
Anywho, I read this note.
Okay. Yes. And so it seems to be. Oh, and yes, and there are some crumpled papers there.
I'm reading this over her shoulder, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I I wave over to Bande. Bande, take a look.
Yeah, I already read it.
The what do you take away from that? Since the audience can't see this like you can, I'll let you.
Which one of us?
Both of you, since you're both reading it.
Bande, I think this gold-tongued adder. Well, adders aren't gold. They're historically brown and black and red. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. So must be.
Yeah, and usually somebody that's a fast talker, isn't that silver-tongued? Is this just they're trying to up it to like a really proficient liar? Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, maybe they paid me a long expected visit. Gold tongue. Maybe they have a lot of money. I thank the gods I've absolved me of my debts. So this must be talking about our debts.
Was she finished though?
I didn't think she was done.
She was very close. She was very close.
But who the hell is Havril?
I don't know.
The only Havril I know is a minstrel out of Waterdeep, Havril Levine. I doubt that's what they're talking about.
Probably not. Maybe though. I'll hold up the letter. Hey, Caspin, who is this referring to?
Who's Havril?
Who's Havril?
Insight check.
You darn dirty.
No.
Not to worry. Insight is my best.
Still trying to figure out, could it be Havril Levine? Like,
Oh,
They're thinking about
Aggie,
minstrel songs.
You notice his eyes. He's kind of out of it, but then he realizes what you've got in your hand, and he says, he just goes pale, and he gets up out of the chair and comes over to you and snags it out of your hand and says,
that's okay. I'll hold on to it.
Hi. What do you mean?
Where's Bartha?
What do you mean by this?
What do you mean what? We're asking you. Like, this is...
I've frozen. I'm going to unfreeze myself now.
It's okay. I think...
La, 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 la. Oh,
Yeah, that worked.
Yep, now he's dark.
I tell you what, I'm not going to push Zoom here. I'm just going to speak as a voice now, because I don't want it to freeze.
Disembodied voice.
I don't want the whole thing to, like, go wonky on me. Ooh, I pushed it. I did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do. Okay, I'll stop. So, can you hear me?
Hi.
Good. He says, that is private correspondence. You have no business. Give that to me.
I think you need to check yourself.
I think we just
you'd be dead if we weren't here. And then we'd be reading whatever we wanted and drinking whatever we want. You need to chill. We went through a lot just to get here. All we're asking for is who the hell Haverl is.
Right.
Because we've learned a lot about what's going on, and we need some answers.
A lot of this seems bad, and frankly, I think we're a little upset. Judging by our group name, the Spine Rippers, I think answers that come quickly and clearly are going to be in everybody's favor here, because we need to finish this up and wash our hands of these two wizards.
I mean, Smolly can demonstrate. Oh, what's that, guys? Yeah. I mean, I can grab that rat over there if you want me to rip his spine out.
How's he going to react to this? He's either going to double down or collapse. No, he's just going to be middling. I don't know. Haverl is... I need another drink. He goes over to Webb, fills up a drink. You are standing amidst a bunch of crumpled papers of about the same size, but not the same stationery.
Cool. I pick one up.
Bande, you notice? Yes. All right. They seem to be... the one you pick up says, Rosa, you ignorant, dream-addled halfwit. Let me start by saying that your tone is befitting of an overdramatic child and smear, crumple, crumple, crumple.
I hand that one to Bande.
Now, see, this doesn't make any sense. Like, they start off saying something, but then they go and say, let me start by saying... I mean, I think that's probably why they crumpled this up, is because they realized, oh, wait, I need to start
Grammatically, it's real rough.
Let me start by saying...
Yeah.
You're an ignorant, dream-addled half-witted. But this is clearly a breakup note, right?
I think they had already broken up at this point, right?
Right. But I mean, then they're like, trying to talk, and that never goes well.
Now you're looking through my garbage, are you?
Hey, we're quick question. We have this. My conscience is clear. No thanks to Bartha.
We're waiting for you to do the Haverl thing.
Did you write this?
That was Rosa. As you can see, it's signed Rosa. Sorry.
So you have a letter from Rosa? Why does Bartha have this? Because this is clearly not addressed to Bartha. Did you steal Rosa's mail?
You are looking at my desk. Bartha. This was addressed to me, and I responded. I haven't yet sent a response.
Bartha got you in the breakup, huh?
Apparently.
Look, Bartha and Rosa. No, Bartha and Rosa have had open relationships since the very beginning. If you read any of the chapbooks, you'd know that. They had very open-minded in that respect. Rosa's known of me for years.
Yeah, that's not what we meant, but thanks for oversharing.
Wait, so you and Bart? Oh, okay. Because I thought A Season of Heartbreak, and I'll pull out the physical book I have of A Season of
Oh,
Heartbreak
that's
and go,
right.
I thought that was just added as like extra drama. There's no way I thought that was true.
It was basically true. There is some extra drama in that
Wait,
foolish
what
book.
character are you in this? And I'll open up the book. Are you in here? Is your name Caspian in it?
Do I look like I'm 80 years old? Says the man who looks like he's about 50.
Is he human? I forget.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Oh, there I am. Hi, me. Whew. He looks down at the floor at 3 or 4 other crumpled up things and moves towards them and scoops them up in his hands and puts them back in the garbage can and pushes the garbage can under the desk and sits on the desk and says, "What is it you think you know about Bartha?" Now, she's not here, of course, and I'm desperately worried about where she is.
Right, because you're not the reason they broke up, though. It was just an
No,
open.
no.
Okay.
Rosa has some foolish ideas about things, and
What things?
So, long story short, Bartha created a lovely divination pool for her in Rosa's quarters here and welcomed Rosa to come and live with us. And Rosa came. Turns out the spring from which Bartha got the water for that divination pool was tainted, and it gave false divinations. And something that Rosa saw in that divination pool, she claims it was about Bartha being untrustworthy and lying and so forth, and as a result, broke off everything and decided to dissolve everything that was connected to Bartha.
Insight check on the tainted part.
Yeah, can I turn to Bande and whisper to him? Is that how that magic works? I thought it was from the wizard or the spell caster, not the water itself. Would
I
you
don't
know?
do divination, but I mean, I don't know. If you're using a corrupt something, you might end up with corrupt something. But my question is, how do you know it was tainted and blah blah blah? Why? How do you know that wasn't the truth? And
Yeah.
they just didn't like what they saw. Like we've heard nothing except one. There's 3 sides to every story. There's person A's side, there's person B's sides, and then there's the truth. And we're hearing one side so far. So I don't know.
What is it you think you know? Perhaps I can help to clarify.
Well, I know we were sent to absolve our debt by delivering a stick with a pearl on it, which is just a waste of frickin'
The
time.
wand.
It doesn't even work. I
The
mean, you
wand.
can call it that. It's shaped like
Yeah.
one, but
May I see
it doesn't work. It's absolutely useless. It's great for the pearl's great for identifying things. I have to say that's pretty nice.
May I see
And
it?
we know that we've been attacked multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
People have tried to steal it and murder us
Right.
over it.
Yes.
We saw a.
This isn't like once a month. This is like
we saw
every
no.
other
This has
day.
been just on the way here.
Literally like 4
then-
times.
And then we know that we know there's a powerful female wizard looking for these wands and killing people. That's who killed their wizard friend in town.
Bobby.
Because we literally lived through that experience in a time travel magic thing. And then we ran into more of their friends on the road here.
Mm-hmm.
And then the ones that are out there, same things, those imps.
Yes.
We
Yes.
barely avoided the
The same
Sangles.
woman that's trying to steal all the stuff. We know, and I mean, we know her name.
The imps were
And
harassing.
she's got a couple. Like she has at least one wand. She most likely has 2.
What was her name? He goes over to his research desk and starts flipping through notes. What was the wizard's name?
First off, who's Havril? See how this works?
Fine. Havril is a fey creature of the summer court.
Oh God, is he the one in that cage, the cart that's all fancy with the goat driver
You,
or the rabbit? It was a rabbit, wasn't it? Aggie was a rabbit. Oh no, you were like all ooh and didn't notice. All right, is that the rabbit? The one with the rabbit?
You seen him?
Yeah, on the way here. Twice. Wasn't it twice? Wait, was it once or twice?
No, it was once.
It was one. Yeah, we saw him on the way here. They passed us.
Where?
Asked us what time, what year it was.
Oh God!
Yeah,
He
really
sits down. Where was he going? I should say they. I don't know.
I didn't ask.
Getting out of Dodge. They were going away from the portal.
I can't remember where. I can't remember which way they were going.
They were going? Were they going downriver towards Evensong? Okay.
Yeah, they were heading away from the portal, like they just came from it. So
yeah, like they were heading the opposite direction of us. We were coming here. They were heading away.
How many days ago was this?
10 minutes ago, I think.
No, 3. Was it 3? I lost.
I think it might have been 4.
Somewhere. This is Gar talking. Was it 3 or 4?
I think it was 4.
Is it 4? I don't remember.
Shouldn't concern us.
It sounds like you're getting awfully sweaty, sir, and that's not just because of the infected rat bites.
I mean, we don't know those are infected yet. I've been written a lot.
You have such a way with words.
That one's foaming right there. It's up on the banister.
I think it just got into some soap. Honestly.
Oh, you're right.
Checking it out. There's more like been there.
All right. Yeah. So that's who Haverhill was. He did business with Bartha, and shouldn't concern you or me.
Well, it kind of concerns us because now we're linked to this with a debt, right?
Right. We want out.
People have been trying to kill us over this thing.
Yeah. So we'll give this to you, and then we're gone. Actually,
yes. May I see the wand?
Well, you can absolve this part of the debt, right? You're her keeper.
If we give it to you, does that mean our debt is? Does this part of the tattoo go off?
No.
Sorry, bad answer.
But you can't touch, and I reach in and
looking's free. Touching's gonna cost you.
Please stick with a pearl.
Yes, yes. His eyes brightened this time, and he said, "Yes, you brought it. Thank you. We've been badgering Rosa for months, and she hasn't taken us seriously. That wand put her in danger. She wouldn't listen. She thought it was a ploy of some kind that Bartha was dreaming up in order to get." So
Bartha knew it was dangerous and let a couple of schmucks like us take it to her. Do you know how many people?
No idea that you were given control of it. We told her that that she needed to take care of it, and she, fool that she is, gave it to you, the spine rippers.
So maybe
to be fair, you're getting all pissy about this, but we got here, and saved you.
Thank the gods.
So maybe just take it down a notch.
Yeah.
Maybe sorry.
If you told Rosa that this is dangerous and that you need extra special care, maybe it would have come months ago.
Honestly, they probably did. But look, because they broke up, she's not going to listen.
Exactly.
There were these 2 people in my crew back in Waterdeep that were dating for when we were like, don't do this. It's not at work. And then they broke up, and it was the worst. They were constantly trying to
please
undermine each other.
Yes. That's
the worst.
Say more about that. More details would be really helpful in this situation. Who was the other?
I'm just explaining to my companion that this is
yes,
normal.
I feel very edified. Who was the other wizard? Bartha has been seeking that wizard, the murderer of our friend in Evensong, a murderer of another wizard in Suzail. You have a name?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Let's call her Bobby. She goes by it. People refer to her that way.
Let's hear her actual name. I gave you the information. How are you going to get absolved of your debts if you don't have a good relationship with me? I, who am signatory for all of Bartha's dealing, I am her secretary.
If we hadn't got here in time, you'd be a signatory to rat internal organs. That's.
Is this how we're going to do? We're just going to.
You're very uppity. a little respect, a little consideration would be super nice right now after everything. But look, we fought 3 hags on the way here. Have you ever fought a coven of hags?
Good Lord, Gen Z and their trauma bragging. Sorry, did you?
Have you been through the haunted hills?
Have you seen Deadpool? It's a very funny line.
Have you been through the haunted
Okay.
hills? Do you know how it's all dark?
Yes, it's terrible. And no, I
Yeah.
haven't. I have
We-
agoraphobia. I don't
We
leave
may have
this tower.
fixed that
unless
for
I
you.
have to.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I am so grateful
See
for,
this
you, for
attitude.
all of your service.
Smolly,
Bande, everybody, we're
Smolly,
getting
you
out
want
of
to take
here.
over?
All right, stop. Let's start over. Your task was what for Rosa? What was your contract with Rosa?
We resolve our debt by delivering this wand to Bartha.
All right. Well, you can't resolve it here.
Let's
However,
get going.
no, I have better. I have better. You're worried about the debt. You want to absolve it as quickly as possible, or I think it's dissolve it as quickly as possible. Fine. I can help you with that. Bartha has not dissolved any of her debts, nor will she. Unless, here's my problem. I've been pacing circles in these carpets, worried, sick about Bartha. These imps have been here for 2 days, besieging the place. I was happy to just sit in here with all the doors and shutters locked because I have a stone that allows me to communicate with Bartha. She has gone. She is 100 miles from here to the north. She's treating with a dragon. Huh. Well, she stopped communicating with me. She told me very, very nicely when I called her and said, help me, I'm besieged by imps and such. She said, don't worry. Let them burn everything. They can't burn the tower. You're more important. Stay inside. So I did. It was lovely. And when I worried, I would call her. I would use the stone to call her. But she stopped answering. And I have no idea what's happened. She's gone to treat with a dragon, for heaven's sake. So I'm willing to cut you a deal. Bartha would not absolve your debts, but I am signatory to all of her dealings. Call it, what are those people called who verify things? Can't remember. Anyway, I'm one of those, and I will draw up a contract for you, just like
He's a minister.
No, just like
I was thinking lawyer, but
don't befuddle the DM. You must stop interjecting. I will draw up a contract, just like Rosa drew up for the absolution of her debt, your debts to her. It will say this: if you go and find Bartha for me, not only will you be able to deliver into her hands the wand that will absolve you of and fulfill your debt to Rosa, but then I will sign that when you deliver the wand to her, your debt to her is absolved as well. Dissolved. Stop saying absolved.
Aggie, what happens if... do we know what happens to our debts, Aggie, if she's dead?
She's right. I know what happens to them.
Oh, great. What happens to them?
Well, they're transferable. Someone else takes them on.
But she's not dumb enough to transfer them to someone else. I mean, that'd be a level of dumb I can't begin to comprehend. Why would she?
That's like keeping a fortune in your bedside table, and like anybody could knock you off and take it.
Yeah. Well, how does it get transferred?
May I give you a piece of advice that I heard once from a very wise old gentleman? Do not meddle in the affairs of wizards, for they are subtle and quick to anger. This specifically applies to Bartha, who you remember from your dealings earlier is short-tempered. This deal I'm giving you is what no one else who holds a debt with Bartha will get a deal like this. She will not absolve them.
Why not?
Saying I'm not saying, because they are a commodity. She values them.
She values them. That's why she's not going to do it.
Yes.
Look, I think we'll be all doing a little bit better if we just do something, and he needs to make a wisdom saving throw. Or pardon me, charisma saving throw.
Really?
Yeah, I think
you...
it might be time for a little truth to come
It's
out.
a 10-minute casting time.
Oh, that's a little bit longer. No, casting time, 1 action. Duration, 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were going to go into your voodoo dance for 10 minutes.
No, it's not.
Okay, is it visible? Is it like shimmering? Okay, so
verbal
there's
somatic material.
All right, the room fills with this, I'm going to say, shimmering air. He says, "What have you done?"
Sorry, God asks you to tell the truth.
Oh, ha. Little arcana.
Yeah, he needs to make a charisma saving throw. DC 14.
Ooh. Well,
that was his arcana check.
That was an arcana check. Okay, so
No.
He says 14 charisma. Now you're gonna make me look up his stats.
I can tell you his charisma's not high.
It's terrible.
I just don't need to look it up.
Based on your encounter with him so far, you're gonna say not.
His charisma and his constitution are clearly dump stats. His wisdom too, honestly. It feels like he's not the wisest guy.
Andy, I'm sorry, you have to also
he's got a lot of book smarts, maybe, and seems about it.
Oh, well, he seems to have failed it. It says, what
are the deaths for? Why does she hold on to them?
I told you, they are a commodity. They are valuable.
Valuable to who? Who does she trade them to?
Who said she traded them to anyone?
The only way something is valuable is it has value to someone else, and you can sell or trade it.
That's true. It's a commodity. It's worthwhile to certain people, other people. Who wouldn't want to?
Avril, the Fae guy.
Well, the Fae are known for their they love to who wouldn't want to own the debts of hundreds of mortals?
Me.
I think if you thought about it,
I wouldn't want that either. I don't really like owning things in general.
I might like that. It's who doesn't want to have some favors they can call in? Huh?
Webb, you're spilling again.
Webb, more in the mouth, less on the body. We've had this conversation.
Something incestuous.
Anybody got a bib or something? I need a bib. Just
I don't know, Webb. If we give you a bib, you'll look like a child, and I know you hate that.
He throws his shot glass across the room at
you. Glass shattering against the wall. It hits the rune.
Oh, he hits you. He hits you with it. And that's a really good. For once, he hits somebody with a ranged attack.
That entire fight outside couldn't hit anything.
It bounces off your shoulder. I mean, you rolled a 19, so that's a really good shot. Damn it! He goes and gets another cup.
See, that didn't work out, did it? So here's my question, Mr. Co-signer. No, wait, was it signer? What?
Casman?
Realtor.
No, I meant like you were saying you can sign for her. I can't
notary. I'm a notary.
Notary.
Yeah.
I thought you were her lover.
Well, I am.
Sure. Anyway,
it's under the truth spell. That must be true.
How do we know you? How do we know that she hasn't traded her debt to our debts to somebody else already? Because you're just saying she passes that on.
You would have to ask her.
Well, we can't because she's probably dead. So we're asking you.
you've promised us that you could get rid of this, and all of a sudden you're saying I might not be able
But we
to.
don't even know that you have any control over that whatsoever.
Is it
You-
who owns the? Is it who has the book, or is it who she magically wills it to?
I can't imagine anyone getting their hands on that book without her permission.
Where is the book?
You would have to ask her. I think it's up in her quarters or in her vault. I don't know.
So you can't definitively tell us that she actually has our debts.
Has them, possesses the book of tiles. She as far as I know, she does have the book of tiles.
But like you're saying, as far as you know, but you don't know.
Well, I would know if she had given them to someone.
How would you know?
It's a rather big deal.
Okay.
This entire thing with Rosa dissolving all of hers and a full half of the debts is it's been an issue.
Yeah, it's it's nice that they were helping people out, but it doesn't seem like from the good of their heart.
Let's not do that helping thing again. We've had this conversation.
It's true. So, regardless,
Clearly they weren't doing this out of the goodness of their heart.
They
were accumulating debt to trade to the Fae. So,
God.
I mean, I told you it wasn't good from the beginning, but I was happy they did nice things for some of you. But
yeah, glad my wife's alive.
Power accumulation is power accumulation. Look where it
yeah.
going.
Is the book upstairs?
Yes, you will not get into.
Do you have the key to get inside?
I do not.
You're not allowed up in your girlfriend's room?
It is private.
Again, these are
quarters.
the servants' quarters. That's where they live.
She comes down here when she wants to socialize.
Sure.
And we do.
Oh.
Everyone likes to all the rich people and powerful people like to slum it every now and then. I see that all the time in Waterdeep.
Ha ha ha. You cannot touch me that way.
I don't want to.
An excellent cook. And we have lovely meals here, and I play the piano, not as well as the person who went to the dragon with her, but I do play the piano.
Who's at the dragon with her? Why don't you talk to them?
If you are going to undertake the second half of your debt, and if I'm going to create the contract, I need to tell you about this. Here is the story. Bartha is aware of a powerful dragon that has taken residence in an old abandoned dwarven monastery, some 100 miles to the north. This dragon has expanded its territory, and Bartha has had to confront it several times. They agreed in the first meeting on boundaries. The boundaries have seemed to shift a little, and yet in the first encounter with the dragon bragged to Bartha about having in its possession a wand, part of what it called Murgon's dozen. We believe it might be a dozen wands. We
know there's at least 6, so that makes it.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't there be?
How do we know that?
Keep going. I said we, not that wasn't you.
You learned something. How did you learn something about the wands?
Because people keep trying to kill us.
Yeah.
And they volunteered information. Hey,
yeah.
Give us that wand. One of 6 that we know of.
Kind of, more or less.
We did also. I mean, killed 3 hags and checked out their hottest property commodity.
Yeah.
In the Hallow Hills and
stopped the work of Big O. Pardon me, you don't probably know who Orcus is.
Yeah, we don't like to say the name. We just refer to him as Big O.
Yeah.
Really?
You didn't know? This is your
You didn't know that's what was going on in the Hallow Hills? Like just down the road from here?
There's revenants and ghosts and, monsters.
Werewolves.
Yes, we know.
Werewolves.
Werewolves.
Sand ghouls.
Mm,
Well, we didn't see the sand ghoul, but we did see werewolves.
But we
mm.
know they're out there.
You know they're coming, said the DM. Sorry.
For initiative.
Roll initiative for sand ghouls.
Is that what's been in my sandbox downstairs? Something's been leaving strange tracks, and
That's
would you check it out
I
for
don't
me?
know.
No.
that's a
Not
cat
really, no.
box. It's a cat. You have a cat.
You have a cat, and it just goes to the bathroom.
Leaves the most atrocious little presents.
What color is the dragon that they're disputing with?
I am uncertain.
What kind of treats did they take it? You said they were
It's-
treating with it.
Well, the treat was the woman, the pianist.
They're feeding a woman to a dragon?
No. For some reason, the dragon agreed. Well, I should back up. We found out about this Murgon's dozen and these wands the first time 3 years ago when Bartha went to talk about territory and boundaries between her tower and the dragons. When she came back, we did some research and we learned about this Murgon. Murgon, it's unclear in the various texts we've had, and he flips through some of the books on his research table, was variously described as a king with 12 servants, or let's see, Hydra with 12 heads. It isn't certain what it is, but it is certain that Murgon was a nasty fellow, and that was dispatched, and the 12 items of Murgon's dozen were taken by those who slew him and dispersed across the world, hopefully never to be brought together again. Well, Rosa was still on good terms with us then, and she did a divination to see if she could locate one. And she did. It was in her sock drawer. And another was in the possession of Sage Risha. Unfortunately,
Yikes.
the same divination gave her some kind of random hallucinatory lie that she bought fully, and she began her breaking off with Bartha. So since then, we've been trying to get that wand from her, and it's too late for Risha. It's been a mess. In any case, the dragon has this wand. Bartha determined to get it from the dragon, talked with the dragon, and realized if he brought the dragon someone who could play a piano, it might convince the dragon to part with the wand. And I don't know how Bartha convinced her, but she agreed. And this woman, and went with her to treat with the dragon. And Bartha's trying to acquire this wand. But she has not replied to my inquiries for a day and a half now. It's very frightening to me. Have I told you everything then? I believe I have.
Where's this pool at? And why would Bartha hears that these things should never be back together again, and then her first order of business was to try and get them back together?
No, don't be ridiculous. There's someone collecting them, someone who's willing to murder for them. They need to be
in
acquired.
The right hands. Yeah.
Well, they need to be kept away from the wrong hands. Don't you agree?
Where's this fountain?
I mean, I'd rather just kill the wrong hands. In all things being equal.
Kill the wrong hands. Yes, of course. But, well, so far we don't know where she is. They are. You said it was a she.
Oh, but you know how you find out? You give a bunch of inexperienced people one of the wands and you wait for him to pounce. That worked real well.
That might be an excellent idea. Even better if we give you a dummy of the wand, so that in case you're killed, the wand.
Like the one we have that doesn't work. Yeah,
Yes, I'm sure it doesn't work.
What?
You tried to use it.
Yeah,
twice
of course
now.
he did. Yeah.
You don't think it could have been user error, do you?
Nope.
No. Of course you don't.
Interesting that you all lied to to Rosa about the uses of these wands. I'm assuming she knows nothing of
We
Murgon's.
told her everything we could, and she wouldn't even read the letters. Finally, one of our people in Evensong, Bert, the potion maker, he went over and finally got her to listen, and she relented and said, okay, I'll send it. And that's the last we heard, and then until you showed up.
Where's his fountain?
God.
Caspin.
Also, just because a divination tells you two things you want to hear and one thing you don't, doesn't mean it was playing two truths and a lie with you.
Well, I don't know what to say to that. Would you like to, I need to write this contract for you. I need to write 5 contracts, and I will try to prevail upon you to sign them and undertake this, please, for your own sakes. In one fell swoop, you can dissolve both debts, and
maybe
Rose and Bartha will not have a choice. I have signed it. My signature is
unless
law.
she's dead, which you think she might be, or she's traded away our debt. 2 big caveats. Can you account for those?
As I said, I believe the book is here, and I believe I would know if she had delivered the book to someone
And do you
else.
know who she plans to will it to?
You can't lie right now.
This is tough.
You can't
isn't
lie
it?
right
See the
now. I'm
situation we're in?
sorry. It's got to be tough. But Bande
I mean,
can't lie either.
You want us to go? I mean, it was hard. It was hard enough getting here, and now you want us to go potentially fight a dragon.
I do not know what's in her will. I like to think I would be in her will.
She doesn't even let you upstairs.
I don't believe she would leave such a thing to me in her will. Who she would entrust it to, were she to die, I do not know. I have suspicions.
Well, who are your suspicions?
Well, other powerful wizards.
Who? And I open up the book of Season of Love or Season of Heartbreak, and I'm like, is it any of these? Is it?
She has many friends, sure, some of those. I've never seen her will.
Bartlesby Hornswoggler. I guess that could be him. Maybe he has it.
That's totally a fake name. That can't be a real person's name.
Oh, you don't want to anger wizards, so yes, you better put fake names if you're going to publish a chapbook about them.
Huh. Where's this divination fountain you kept talking about? Where is this? I can detect if it's tainted with my clerical abilities.
Yes, I'm sure it'll be perfectly forthcoming with you. I don't.
Oh, I'm under a truth spell too.
Ah, yes, I suppose you are. Huh, didn't occur to me. Do you know the name of the woman who is the wizard that has been murdering and stealing?
It's Bobby.
Bobby.
That's the only name I know.
People go that a lot of people refer to her as Bobby.
That is a lie, but you're the only one who knows it's a lie.
It's not.
I don't know it's a lie. It's true to me.
I said people refer to her as Bobby, which is totally true. Here's the thing. You can't knowingly tell a lie, but you don't have to tell the truth.
Right.
I know it's Bobby.
I don't have to answer the question and give him the name.
It's
but
Bobby.
I can say something truthful.
Bobby is the name. You said you slew some hags. Bobby is the name some hags gave Bartha. The insolent wretches.
And I immediately turn and look at Aggie, and I'm all like,
oh,
we had this conversation, right?
Yeah.
Didn't we have this conversation?
Guys! Oh my gosh! Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
What?
I knew Bartha might be a bad person, but I wasn't expecting her to work with monsters.
No.
Oh my gosh! They're killing people and holding their souls.
Look,
there's people like trapped in unending torment, and Bartha helped them. This is
She's-
terrible.
I
don't know
will
that
tell
she
you.
helped, but we
I
know
will
that
tell
what
you.
I know.
Mm,
What I
she's
know
talking
is
to a
that
dragon, for heaven's sake.
the
She-
hags called the wizard that was looking for a wand, Bobby.
Yes,
That's what we know.
Bartha believes that.
So she knew about the hags
She knew about the
Bartha?
hags and she did nothing.
and did nothing.
She
This
knows about a
powerful wizard.
dragon is doing nothing. Can you do
Well,
something
dragon,
about?
depending on, you didn't tell us what color the dragon is. There are good dragons and there are bad dragons.
It's not a good one. I'm
How
fairly-
bad are we talking, though?
Chat, go to baddragon.com to find out about all of that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Chat,
no.
No, go to nastydragon.com. Oh, wait. No, not that one either.
Oh, terrible joke. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Look, she had a feeling, part of our research made us believe that there might be one of the wands in the Hollow Hills somewhere. When Bartha surveyed the hills, she found a coven of hags. These hags were digging, and Bartha, rather, instead of destroying them on the spot, said, dig away. And if you find something that looks like this, and she drew a picture of the wand, I will pay 3 times anything you could possibly get from anyone else. It's but a trinket, but it means something to me. If you do not, I will destroy you. I will erase you from existence. You understand? That was the deal. Simple. She didn't.
Well, we erased a
investigate.
couple of them from existence already, so.
Excellent. Well, and you found no wand there, I take it.
God, there was like 30 missing people that have died in the hills, and they've been eaten by hags, and Bartha let it happen.
She was just like, that's cool.
She did not know of anyone being eaten. She saw that they were ruining the trees, but she thought that was rather unimportant.
You sound conflicted on this. Are you okay, Caspin? This has got to be hard to hear.
Look, I'm exhausted, and I need to write 5 contracts with binding legalese. I'm going to do that now. There are rooms here. I will show them to you, he says. He puts down his glass and he gets up and he's limping.
Real quick.
Yes, what?
What is it that Rose is worried about being true that Haverl told them?
How should I know?
The letters to you.
The letters to you.
She doesn't. You read the letter. You see that she doesn't explain what she's talking about.
But why would she not? She would have explained it because she wrote it to you if you didn't know.
Oh, 10 minutes is up. What a sad thing. Well,
hey, chat, I need no, Steven.
Just kidding. She, as I told you, her font had a spasm of falsehood and told her some lies about I'm not even
That's
sure
not what Haverl is. Haverl's the Fae, though. That has nothing to do with the divination.
Well, she seems to think that it has something to do with divination. She didn't tell us exactly what was in the divination. Oh, yeah, that was a lie. Oh, she did tell us, but it's none of your business. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's a lie.
You work on these contracts, Caspin, and
Yes.
you're going to make some nice caveats.
Truth.
Fountain of truth. Well, beware what you ask for. If you should have any skill in divination, it could tell you lies that hurt you deeply.
Well, Caspin, you can tell us all about it when we're on the road tomorrow.
Oh, I'm not going with you. I mentioned to you, didn't I, that I do not leave the tower. I have agoraphobia. I don't go anywhere.
Right. But if there was ever
so you have
a
a
time...
fear of gore?
Yes, among other things.
So you
I mean,
think
not everything outside is gory, but
yeah.
I cannot leave. I won't leave. I'm sorry. If I wanted to, I would have gone myself looking for Bartha.
Oh, we can keep you safe.
You don't understand.
I don't know that I want to.
You can't keep me
No.
indoors. Do you know what
Well,
a
I think
dwarf
the truth thing is still working.
Yes, it's working. He's telling the truth.
No, I meant what I said, what Bande said.
Oh, what did you say?
She said we can protect you, and I said I don't think I want to.
Look, you are under the same spell that Rosa was under. Let me show you where you can sleep. There, you can sleep together if you wish, or you can take a room of your own. I don't recommend sleeping in the room with the fountain.
Ooh, I want that room.
Sounds cool.
Right.
At this point, I pulled out a cigarette and I've started smoking. Aggie desperately tries not to smoke, and she's, God, I hate that. I hate all of this. It's stupid.
All right. My room is here. Please don't knock if you decide you'd like to speak with me, and I will come to the door. There's, and he basically points out 1, 2, 3. Smolly and Kiry decide they like the one with the double beds, so they go there. And Webb, he's gonna, where's he gonna go? Let's see, we got
Staying with the person who has the alarm spell. I'll sleep in the tub.
Oh crap.
No, there's a bed in here.
Right, but then where are you gonna sleep? In the corner
where
like
I
this?
always sleep, in the corner, curled up in a little ball, facing the door.
Hey, why don't you sleep on the couch? I'm gonna sleep on one of these. I can sleep on a bed. I mean,
You can sleep on whatever you want. I'm sleeping curled up in a corner, facing the door.
All right, I'm sleeping on the couch. I got this whole couch to myself. I'm gonna jump on it
Enjoy.
like a little child that I am. All right.
Make sure you go wee.
He's in the zone of truth. He has to tell the truth.
All right, so okay, so you're now in your rooms, and we had in our last episode a vision. Aggie had a vision. She walked up to this pool, and it started to swirl with stars, and your mind went to a place in the past. And
Bande, something weird's happening. Grab my hand. Do you want to see it too?
I mean, can I see stars swirling if I get up next to it?
Yeah.
I'm good. I can see it.
Oh, great.
Okay.
My eyes go fully white.
At some point, y'all are gonna realize Bande doesn't like physical, like, yeah.
Oh, we
he
know.
doesn't do touching, and unless he's got to. And
oh,
he doesn't know. Like,
wait till Webb figures that out.
Oh,
Come here, give
room.
me a hug. This has been real great. You and me, we're gonna be like brothers in the womb.
But
like
see,
twins.
Webb wouldn't figure out, because Webb's the one that walked off first when Kiry tried to hold his hand. So he doesn't even know that Bande didn't do it either.
Come here, you big teddy bear. I'm gonna give
couch.
you a big squeeze right now.
This is what Firebolt is for.
Okay, so I'll give you a paraphrase. I don't think we need to go over the entire vision.
Yeah, I mean, we can do real quick. They had to do some kind of living sacrifice,
Right.
And the dream was, or the vision was like, oh look, it's a little fawn, it's so cute and innocent, and it's with a little boy, and obviously the little fawn is the one that's going to get sacrificed. And then we found out it was the little boy.
Yep.
Well, you don't know for sure.
But Rosa didn't know.
The little boy did not
know.
leave.
We know. Rosa didn't know. Bartha didn't tell her, but Bartha totally cut the heart out of a little boy instead of a little fawn.
Okay, and the
Aspen thinks that's cool.
And thinks that was a fair trade. Hey, we needed the information, so hey, whatever. Because Bartha's horrible.
The information, that was the original, and you'd heard about this before, that there was this that sort of the legend of Rosa and Bartha and R&B magic shops and services, was that they had, after the season of heartbreak, and they graduated from the royal court magician. Before they decided to go out and make their fortune, they decided they wanted to find out, Rosa and Bartha, where they should go. They wanted to find out where their fate would be most strongest and most wonderful. And that was what the divination was. And what they learned in the divination was that they should go to Evensong, and their great powers and fate would that's what those things were.
Divorce is the best thing they could hope for. That sucks.
So what actually happened was they were there for 60 years, and Bartha could not find this great fate or divination or destiny. So yes, they started their shop there and everything, and yes, Bartha made contact with the Fae through a stone circle, and got all these Fae magics to come in to fill her shops. But that didn't feel like a destiny, and she thought, okay, it must not be in Evensong, it must be farther north. So she built this tower 3 days north of Evensong to get closer to where she thought this destiny would be. And of course, you can infer she's probably thinking this dragon has something to do with it, and that's why she's going up there. But she's freaking almost, she's 70, almost 80 years old before this destiny came. So it was kind of a bummer.
Is she human?
Yes. So she's probably used some kind of magic to keep herself. She's a.
In chat, just so you know, what she didn't understand was that the great destiny was getting to live her life with Rosa.
Oh,
it's so important. Spend the time with the ones around you. Cherish the people around you.
She never appreciated what she had.
Yeah,
that's tragic.
Yep.
So that's what you see, and
that's my inference. Garwar's inference.
No, that's a good one.
That's not the story.
I really like that.
I don't know Steven's intent, but that's Garwar's inference.
All right, so you're in there, and
then that ends. And then I turn to Aggie and I'm like,
that's not my wife at all.
I mean, don't look at me, I'm not married.
What happens actually is you both wake up to an urgent knocking on the door. You must have
no alarm spell because I never cast it.
No,
you must have cast.
We weren't ready to fall asleep yet.
Can we do a detect?
We're checking out the fountain of truth.
Detect magic. Is there a curse on here? Is this magic tainted?
There's someone, it's Webb, knocking on the door saying, "Let me in. Quick, get out here."
No, you come in.
Unlock the damn door.
Oh.
There's something going on. There's something going on.
How do we know it's him?
What's that?
Fine.
How do we? Yeah, that's Webb. I unlock it for him. What's up?
Something going on. Get out here. And he starts scurrying his little hobbit butt toward the front room.
I'm detecting magic all through.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's freaking magic everywhere.
My eyes.
But was the fountain, was it like a dark magic? Was it?
Yeah. Was there like?
Well, you passed out.
Right, but when she woke up.
Yeah, I cast detect magic because I'm like, oh my god, it made me pass out.
You wouldn't know. You don't have detect evil or detect. I mean, you would know it was magic.
I do have detect evil and good.
But
why funny that you say that.
That's not what you cast. Are you gonna stay there and cast instead of going with Webb?
Webb, is it important?
Come on.
Why don't you just say what
it
is?
Do the thing. I'll yell if I need you.
There's something going on.
Yeah.
Oh, so I'm just like, Aggie, do the thing. I'll yell if I need you.
Okay, sounds good. I'd cast.
So I'm like peeking around the corner.
So, what's his bucket?
This one's one action. I do have to spend a spell slot for it, but.
All right, Webb climbs up on the desk, and he puts his ear. He says, "Get over here."
What are you?
Listen. What's his name?
Yes.
Funny man went downstairs. He's talking to somebody at the door.
You can hear him from here.
Yeah, I can hear him. And you can hear him through the shutter. Some voices murmuring. And he opens the shutter a little, and he opens the window first on the inside, and sorry, he already had the window open, and then he cracks the shutter and he says, and you can hear, why don't you roll perception and make sure you can listen.
We all know how this
Steven,
is going to go.
if it's important information, you don't have him roll a check.
No. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Does he give him
I
advantage?
don't hear anything.
No, it's not. I mean, you'd have to roll one to be. This helps me understand how much of that you can hear. You hear a voice raised in anger. It is a strong, clear baritone voice. And you also hear a kind of much more muffled voice that you recognize as Caspin's. You can recognize that he's probably talking through a grate on the door.
I stick my hand through the window.
Mm-hmm.
Do I get zapped?
No.
Okay. Then I go over and I stand on the balcony.
And
I just listen.
Are you gonna
there's nothing in the way? I don't have to get high. I can just be like lean. I can just be like down under the thing and just be like,
yeah. But are you gonna stealth the door open to the balcony?
Oh, there's a door. Like, I don't.
Oh yeah, there's a door there.
Well, last time I just walked through it, so
yeah, it was open.
Just zap me. All right. Well, listen.
Okay. Okay.
So we can hear the external conversation, part of the conversation at least, right? Is
yes.
Yelling through a grate in the
yes,
door?
You can. And let's see, you can actually peek out the thing, well, you're right above the door.
My spell takes 6 seconds and I head out afterwards.
Okay. What you see is that carriage without wheels. And in it, you see pale faces looking out the windows, but they're very quiet. They're not laughing drunkenly anymore. And you probably see the rabbit up there standing by the door that's with a little staircase coming down it. And you see this very tall, thin apparition of a fey creature with glittering, semi-illusory clothing. And this thing is mad, and you feel a thrill. Aggie, you would feel a thrill of the same fear you felt before at the sight of him. Tonight, his voice thrums with barely restrained power and fury. You hear fragments. 50 of your mortal years ago, this agreement was forged in blood. I fulfilled my end, and she made her name on the magics I provided. I trust the years have not blunted her memory of her end of the bargain. Perhaps you can explain why in Evensong I learned that the wizard Rosa has all but given her debts back. Her book lies empty, a full half of the promised debts gone. Her Majesty will be wroth. The consequences far-reaching.
Do I hear anything on a nat 20 when I walk over?
Did you roll nat 20? Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, you would.
Bande,
you would say,
thanks for telling me where to listen.
It's the wizard's business. We will have to ask her ourselves, if we dare, and that will be an end of it. I know nothing. I am but a secretary.
I'm but a secretary.
You have not heard the last of this. Is she upstairs? Is she up there listening? She looks.
No, but we are.
Hey,
I got a quick question for you.
Good to see you.
Are you speaking?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I just lean out and wave.
Hold on.
Because Aggie was mouthing the conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, roll.
Does the rabbit have a little pocket watch? Is it like, well, I'm very late. I'm very late for my important date. Okay, my joke is done.
Sorry, you need to roll something, Aggie.
Survival.
Oh, no, Bandy spoke up first.
Yeah.
Let him have fun.
Um, did you roll a sorry, it's
I don't know. I don't know
it's a
what you want me to roll.
wisdom save.
A wisdom save.
Yeah.
You're gonna get the hots for him too. I mean, it's not really the hots, it's just kind of a caught up in it.
It's it's a 9.
He looks at you and he says, "Flee. And you must flee."
Bandy.
Well, I mean, I run away, but that doesn't mean I'm like, but we need to talk because you're talking about our debts and we know that blah. But it's fading as
He's got a good point. We do need to talk about our debts. This is actually pretty important. Hi, it's good to see you all again.
It goes silent where you are. You can't hear yourself speak. And you can't hear anything else from below.
All right, time to go walking around.
Is this a 1-turn command? I just want to be clear.
I think it lasts longer.
You have to flee. You flee out the front door.
I thought that was
so
like
you go
1
right
turn.
to them.
You're
I
fleeing
can't,
for
no.
the next 8 hours.
What?
Yeah.
8 hours?
Yeah, that's the duration.
What the heck is? What spell is that?
You are running.
When does he get to make another save? Is it at the end of every turn? He gets to...
Is this not command?
The suggested course of action can continue for the entire duration. If the suggested activity can be completed in a shorter time, it ends.
Is this command?
No.
It's Gaze. No, wait, 8 hours.
So
maybe it's suggestion.
You don't get to think about this now. You are fleeing, and I don't know exactly what that means to your mind, but
I don't understand exactly what I'm under, so I don't know how far I have to go.
It's a suggestion. Suggestion. So you're fleeing him. You see where he is. Aggie, everything's gone silent where you are, but you see him.
I run after Bandy, seeing him like run and not stop.
Okay. Yeah, he's running. He's where
Bandy,
would you
stop running?
Where would you flee to? Oh. How far can you get away?
Well, he didn't signify a distance.
No, he just said flee.
Once you get back to the room,
so it would have to be Bandy comprehending what he's fleeing from.
From him, right?
Sure. But if he's inside a protected wizard tower, then he's safe. But he just needs to move back from the window.
Okay, that's fine. It is, so you might still be in the library. It goes silent, and Webb's still looking out the window. He goes, "He's leaving." No, he doesn't. He can't hear him. He says, he moves his mouth and he throws up his hands, and he walks out the window a little while, and then he jumps off the thing, keeps talking, walks over here and says, like, waves his arms and says, beckoning you over to the piano area. "That was real smart. Great, Bandy. Good. Yeah, we gotta talk to you, Mr. Big and Powerful." Good God. He could have turned you into a toad. You know that, right?
I mean, that's what powerful people do, but he wants something that we know how to get it.
If he had been thinking smarter, he would have.
Well, if I hadn't been woken up, I literally just woke up and you dragged me over here.
Yeah, I get it. You hear a door close, and Caspin, you hear another door slam. You don't know how late it is, but I mean, you could figure it out if you looked.
Did the detect evil and good?
Was it dark outside or was it light outside?
You detected neither good nor evil. Did you mute yourself?
No,
No,
I'm
no.
in a mute
But she's still-
silence bubble.
Just in the silence.
I'm a good role player, Steven.
Oh, good job.
We can't hear you.
Good job.
You got to get over here by the piano.
I walk over. Yeah, so it's totally fine. There's no like ill magic on it. It just works as intended. I don't know how Caspin's gonna take that news that the fountain actually works. He's not gonna want to hear it that the fountain just works. Yeah. Shoot. How do I break that news to him?
I don't think we care to tell him, honestly.
Wait a second.
Did he come up the stairs and hear me say that?
No, I'm trying to remember now.
He ran outside. And we just heard a door open and shut.
Oh, I assumed that was him coming back inside.
He was inside the whole time.
Because he doesn't go outside.
Yeah.
Gar, can you roll perception?
No.
Sure.
This is sort of retroactive. This is retroactive.
Where?
Okay.
No.
So it's late. And you don't know how long you've been you passed out.
But it was dark outside?
Oh yeah, it's dark.
Okay.
Yeah. What
can we talk about how we were getting a vision and then suddenly we woke up to someone knocking on the door?
Yeah.
You were getting a vision?
Yeah. I was trying to see my wife.
From the Fountain of Truth.
Yeah. The fountain just works. I don't know why I played that vision.
I mean, it's like maybe it's on repeat.
They said it was busted.
Well, because they don't like what it sees, like what it shows you.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's broken.
Bartha sacrificed a child. They did human sacrifice to...
Yeah, and didn't tell Rosa.
And lied to Rosa about it for decades.
That's what Rosa saw. That's why they broke up.
Yeah. And Caspin knows this, and... I mean, Caspin, I could show Caspin this right now.
Nah, they know. They know. They don't care.
They don't care? A boy was sacrificed. Caspin's better than that, surely. Has he come up the stairs? How much has he eavesdropped yet?
I don't think he's in here.
You heard some doors open and close. You don't know where he is.
Yeah, we don't know where he is.
So what was that again? He said sounds like he's real mad, and he's got some sounds like Her Majesty who's gonna be mad too. About
clearly Bartha made a deal, and maybe Rosa and Bartha together, in exchange for all these debts, mortal debts. They traded. That's the commodity. This was that they would pay Deck 50 years worth of mortal debts.
Well, not Rosa. She got rid of hers.
Yeah,
that's
she
the
got
problem.
Out of her
Imagine you. So hey, you know how you gambled all your money away, and then they wanted money because you owed the money.
Yeah, that was pretty.
Yeah, yeah. Imagine if instead of gambling that money away, you'd paid them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Rosa just went and gambled all the money away.
Sounds to me like she was in a hurry to get rid of it.
Half the money, yeah. Wanted it gone. Wanted to lose it all.
And you see, I see.
It's bad money. They just know they were going to use it.
Yeah.
So why did she do that?
Because of the way they got it in the first place.
Her Majesty.
You think she knew about it all this time?
No, Bartha did.
Bartha did. So there's lots.
That's why they broke up.
Yeah. I wonder.
I mean, you keep something like that for someone from like 50 years, and then they find out.
Wow, that's not good.
Yeah, and they're used to the queen too. That's got to be.
What queen?
I mean, there's only two
Fae
queens.
Queen? I don't know. I don't know all that much about the Fae. I mean, I have stories, but I don't know how much is true.
Well, there's the two main queens. Queen of Air and Darkness.
Queen, right? The Raven Queen.
Yes, there is the Raven Queen, but I doubt it's to her.
Oh, okay.
But there's a fake, the Queen of Air and Darkness, and the Queen of like Light and Love, I think.
Okay.
Also,
I'm guessing which one this isn't.
I don't think it's. I mean, it could be Queen Mab, but I don't. Again, another name you
I don't
don't
know what that
say.
means.
Oh, M.
Oh,
Queen M.
yeah, and then there's Queen Titania, but that guy, they weren't murky like Queen M's
Oh,
would be. So that doesn't. Why would
maybe.
Titania? Hmm.
I don't know. I don't really care about that part.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I just figured since he wants the debts and
Yeah.
Yeah, we got.
we know the only way he's gonna get them.
Yeah, let's.
I mean, that at least rules him out for like who killed her.
Sure makes it.
Because wouldn't it have been willed to him? Right now we know where the debts go if she dies.
I don't
Yeah.
think you mean willed when you say that. I think you mean transferred to. Will is like, you know.
Isn't that the same thing?
It's your will. You will it to somebody.
What do you say?
I don't
though?
know. I heard people in Waterdeep
he
talk
said-
about a
he
last
said-
will and testament, but I don't know.
But he said it was 50 years and the debt was due. It wasn't when she's
Yeah,
dead.
all of those debts go to the Fae.
Now.
No, whenever, like at the end of 50 years, but they're saying it's
Yeah.
been 50 years.
Yeah, it's not when she's dead. It's not her will. It's like a deal they made.
She's got to hand the book
Yeah.
over though.
Yeah.
And if
So
she's
how-
dead,
And we
they're
can't
the owners
get
of the
rid
book.
of our debts. We
That's
can't get rid
right.
of our debts if they've given the book over.
Well, we gotta make it. We gotta wait for them to give us a deal.
They aren't going to give us a deal.
Well,
No, they're gonna. Yeah.
Why would
they're
they?
gonna wanna, right? Because we don't live that long. They live forever. We don't live that long, so we got.
I live a long time.
Oh,
Yeah, their debt could be like
Wow.
eternal servitude or something like that.
you
Or
could
like
have. Oh, maybe they'd make me like a page boy or something in their court.
you have a lot of worries about becoming a boy again, and I really want to explore
I don't
that.
really
at
think
A
another
lot of
time.
people they mistake me for a little kid all the
I've
time.
never. You smoke,
Swear to
you
God,
drink,
punch
you
'em
have
right
a
in
5 o'clock shadow. No one has ever made that mistake.
Well, you'd be surprised. Punch a lot of people right in the you know what. They don't make that mistake again.
He punches people in the butt,
No.
The other
Close.
side.
Close. Yeah. Right. Boof.
the thighs.
Am I a boy? Tell me I'm a boy.
Pow! Right in the kisser.
Can't reach the kisser, but I got a little reach. All right, so enough of that.
We're going to have this whole conversation again with Smolly and Kiry when they wake up. They sleep through anything, I swear.
I'm going back to bed. It's nice and quiet in here.
Oh, guys, we're trying to sleep right now. If you could. Sorry, Smolly. That's okay. Eating a big piece of ham.
So
I threw up a little in my mouth.
it's green. Have you seen when ham turns kind of gray?
Ugh.
Ham. Ooh.
Well, I guess let's go back to bed.
I don't think that's what Smolly. I don't think that's what they meant by green eggs and ham. I think it was just the eggs that were green.
Oosh. All right. Bedtime? Back to the same room?
Yeah, I assume if Caspin wanted to talk,
This
he
time
probably
with an
would've came
alarm
up.
around the door before we do anything.
Time to see my wife again.
So you're in the room. Aggie, this time you can make a perception check.
Sure. 18. Rolling hot.
Oh, wait. Did you ever have the honey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No,
You did?
I did.
No,
she
I have a
didn't.
jar of it, though.
Oh, but you never took the honey.
I never
No,
took
I
the honey.
Uh,
So Bande might have seen something different in the vision than I did.
no, but he sees something in the pool.
All right, I'm gonna try and get my wife. Do you want to see her too?
Hold on. Was that there before?
It's a
What?
face.
Was what?
It's a face. It looks sad. It looks fey. It's looking at you as if it's, and then it just kind of swirls, and the pool starts swirling again.
Oh, Bande, can you stop that? I'm trying to.
I didn't. Wait, you said it was a woman?
It was you can't tell.
Okay, yeah, elves. I have a
But
hard
very,
time
very
telling the
fey.
difference anyway.
Very fey. And then
Femboy.
she's looking at you
Elf.
sadly, and then she just starts a current that starts to swirl in the pool, and she vanishes, but all these stars start swirling. And
So there's a face in the pool.
Mhm.
Put my hand on his forehead. You're burning up.
No.
Bandy. You
Remember
have a
the
fever.
fate. Remember, Brother Morris.
Yeah.
Remember, he had a face and you couldn't see it.
Oh no.
There's a face in the pool.
Someone's soul is trapped here? I should have detected it.
Hard to
So
tell.
roll a Arcana or Nature.
Well, it ain't nature. Oh, jeez, come on.
Can I give advantage to Bandy?
I got an
One.
inspiration.
Can I give
earlier.
advantage to
Hold
Bandy?
on. No,
Sure.
I got an
You got
inspiration earlier.
Oh, okay.
And then it. Come on.
Can I now give advantage
You
to
rolled a
Bandy?
2.
Yeah, I went from a natural
sure.
1 to a 2,
No,
which
try
gives me
again. Try again.
7.
I'll help you out.
Well, okay, you can also just roll yourself.
Wait,
You-
but I don't
he's-
have a +5.
Oh, well, for either Nature or Arcana.
Yeah, but
Well, I didn't take nature.
I tried, chat. The dice
17.
hate me.
Ooh. Well, you heard stories about the Fae and how sometimes Fae spirits inhabit springs or pools. And what?
Lurking inspiration for Bandy from the Lurking Rider. Thank you, Lurking
Oh.
Rider. That's just it's beautiful and come on, DM. Come on.
Okay.
Let him have one more shot at it.
Give me a second.
Well, let me finish.
And he said that this was water from a Fae. Casman said it was water from a Fae spring or a Fae pool or something. And you think that, and this is where the Arcana would come in. So go ahead and roll Arcana.
But she explains that to me.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, and then I start thinking again.
Does that mean anything to you?
Natural 20.
Oh my God. Lurking Rider comes through in
Lurking
the
Rider's
pinch.
natural 20.
And I'm using the dragon dice, so a red dragon flew in and went. Pretty cool.
Awesome. Okay. What you think then is, what you remember about divination is that a lot of things like scrying, you can use a mirror or a crystal ball or a pool. And you think that maybe the pool, you could supercharge a pool by making it not mundane waters, but finding like an enchanted pool and transferring the water to your font. And you think that maybe what could have happened is that Bartha didn't just take the water from an enchanted pool, but took the enchanting spirit as well. And now this is where it is. Or maybe the spirit is somewhere else, but it sees through this this lens of this pool. And you felt like when you saw that sad face looking at you, you feel like it was seeing into you. And that's what was making it sad.
Wait, I think it was. Oh, hold on, that's like an insight check. You're saying I think it saw my life and got sad. Not that it's sad because it's trapped in the pool.
You think it was looking into you. I guess you can't decide. You don't know if it was. You don't know why it's sad. You want to make that insight check?
That's a big insight check.
That's an 8.
Yeah,
so
you don't know why it's sad.
I don't know why.
It's either sad because it's trapped in the pool, or maybe it's sad because something it saw in you. But then it went into its little swirly routine, so you don't know. But the water is swirling. And
I'll explain quickly just the TLDR Bandy's notes. It's like Cliff's notes, but in Faerun. Bandy's notes of what.
Yeah.
What's TLDR?
It's mostly
too long, didn't read.
Oh.
But Cliff's notes, like you used to, like when I was in college, you could buy Cliff's notes, and it was
Yeah.
So I'm saying Bandy's notes. Bandy's just like giving the breakdown of the important bits.
Okay. So the it's
So I don't know
swirled.
what's going on, but maybe she wants, or they. I can never tell genders with the Fae. I'm just gonna say they. They want us to see something, maybe.
Mm. And so your eyes are drawn into this, and you see a wintry landscape: ice, snow, rock, sideways blowing sleet, and it's like just a bleak moor or something like that. And they're standing in it, tall figure, deeply hooded. Um, you suspect by the leanness of the and tallness of the creature that this would be very much like Havril, not necessarily Havril, but very much like him in the sense that it's a fae, uh, a greater fae of some kind. And that fae says, and you don't know why you can hear the words, but it says, "This ought to teach a lesson." And they bow, they make some signs with their hands, and they raise their hands. And this mist swirls again, and you see a tower. It's a wizard's tower in sunny morning. You see a shimmer take over the tower, and you see a window, and you hear a shriek from inside, and you hear shouting. You see a window on the second floor burst open, and Gar, you recognize your mother's face, and she's piling her stuff out the window. She's piling a bag. Her spell book goes flying out there, a staff. You see someone else inside, a hand move, and you see her put one leg out the window, and then the shimmering claps together, and what it replaces it is this a flash. Ice crystals form. The tower is gone, and what you see in the last image is that wintry landscape. The tower appears there, and the fey figure's gone, and the icy wind swirls around the tower, and you don't see anybody in the window anymore. And then you see a hand grab the window and close it. And you think it might have been your mother's hand, but you can't be sure. And you wake up and it's morning. You're both lying on your backs. Bad sleep, I'm sure, Gar especially.
Bande.
Not Bande.
Insight check. Did I just dream that?
Did
Or
I
was
see
an
that
actual
too, or
vision?
just
Yeah,
Bande?
yeah, you saw it too.
That's not my
20.
wife again.
30-20.
It was more like Bande was in it. You saw it from sort of the outside, swirling in a pool. It was more like Bande was right there. Yeah, you did not dream that. You that was a vision in the pool.
Didn't work again. I gotta take what is not making this not work? Bande, are you okay? Did you see that woman with that greater fae?
Did you recognize that Fae at all? You know that
Uh,
better than I do.
I didn't recognize them, did I? Similar to Havril, but different.
Yeah, and female.
No, I didn't.
Very pale. Haverill's isn't so pale. He looks. You got a good look at him when you first saw him, and he looks more alive.
Yeah, this the one in the vision was like Havril, but she was of the winter court. Guessing by all the ice and winter and snow. But I didn't recognize the woman at the window. Just some dwarf.
So if it's a Fae of the Winter Court, does that mean that landscape was in the Feywild or just somewhere wintry?
Would I know that? 22 insight.
You wouldn't know. There was nothing particularly Fey about that landscape. You're not sure that. Yeah.
Convey that.
Yeah.
Probably not, but.
I get up and I'm like, because I'm still like on my side.
We're both on the ground.
Floor, like, what the hell? Get up and I'm like, maybe stand back this time. So if it knocks, maybe it knocks me out, not you. Because it seems like anytime you do this, it's like,
yeah, this is a nod to your wife.
I peek over and I'm like, and I look for the face. And I'm not, and before it comes, I'm just like, I'm not looking for a vision. I just need to know if you're trapped here or not. And then I'm just waiting.
She appears, and she's sort of swimming and looking, and she looks at you, and then she does that sort of slow cat blink, and then looks at Aggie and gets that sad look again. And she goes into her swirling star thing.
Nope. Look away.
I want to know. Aggie, I don't want to be left out.
No, I'm turning around.
Aggie
Bande, and I black out.
And Aggie, you're the thing, you're drawn into the deck of a ship, and you see your wife from behind. You know it's her. You recognize her hairstyle from behind.
She's not what she recognizes.
She's standing at. She's got a big sea coat on, and because it seems to be pretty cold. The wind is on the waves, and it's kind of that dark gray slate colored water with tiny white caps, and she's standing at the edge of the boat at the gunwale, leaning against it and looking toward a far horizon. And she looks pensive, but she's not despairing, and she's not like, she looks pensive. And someone comes up next to her with a hot cup, and it's looks like maybe a sailor, kind of handsome, rugged looking person, hands her the cup. My lady. She takes it silently and with a nod of thanks, and kind of hitches up on the railing there and says, headed what was it again? The across the Dragonmere. Hey, the Sea of Fallen Stars. I can never remember which freaking version is what in these dumb maps. So anyway, it's that area. She nods. Yeah, we're on the Dragonmere. Yeah, I guess that was kind of dumb. I've been known for a lot of things, but not my smarts. You know what I'm saying? Muscles, shoulders. She doesn't seem to notice. And he says, well, he gets the message and says, get too cold, come on inside. We got some lamps burning. It's not too cold in there. And he walks off. And you see then her eyes return to that horizon, and you recognize this horizon because you made the same journey on a ship yourself, and it is the mountains of the storm horns that stand far in the distance on the coast of Cormyr. And that's where we're gonna stop.
No, my wife. She's
My
coming
wife.
here. Oh, God.
All right.
My wife.
That's
Ah.
that's a pretty good timing. We should be right about break time. Yeah, normal break.
Right about break time. Steven's like, we're gonna do like an hour.
It's a
Yes,
hard
all right.
hour.
It's
1
hard.
hour.
Hard.
No
1
more.
hour.
Hard commitment.
And now you folks, now you understand why all of our stories went long. We cannot stay on track at all.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, as long as you guys are having fun and I wasn't getting any notices in chat saying, my God, you promised an hour.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I get to hear about my wife. All works out.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I mean, Bande could have used without seeing his mom, but
Yeah, I know, right? Wait, that means your mom is alive?
well, we don't know that.
Oh, well,
Bandy's very
but
pragmatic.
my wife is, she's fine. She's gonna come here and she's gonna be wonderful and it's gonna be good.
Can you
I
imagine?
mean, as far as Bandy's concerned, like he doesn't know, like, yeah, apparently it looks like maybe his mom was teleported somewhere,
Yeah.
but that was decades ago. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean his mom's alive. It just means his mom didn't die in Waterdeep.
Where she, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely
It
possible.
gives more information, but yeah, he's gonna be very pragmatic about it because he just had that talk with Caspin about just because it tells you something you don't want to see doesn't mean it's not true. And so
If Aggie ever died, I was always planning on playing my wife, Ethel.
So you told me that, so I'm like, well,
time to kill off Aggie.
This means Aggie's gonna die at the beginning of the next then when we return, episode 1. Everybody come back next year for
how about
the
that
death of Aggie.
The
Episode
death
1.
of Aggie.
How about that clutch 20 Arcana?
From
man.
Lurking Rider.
From Lurking
Feels
Rider.
good.
Yeah, that
Lurking
was pretty
Rider.
awesome. Very cool. So you did make 4th level. So if we are to pick this up, you know, in many months from now, after Aaron's show runs, and maybe some other show, I don't know, then you'll be 4th level when we start, and your mission, should you choose to accept it, will be to track down Bartha, smack that wand into her hand, and be done with both debts
Or
at
shove
once.
it somewhere.
I believe it says the hand of Bartha in your contract.
So
Oh,
all
that's
we
true,
need is
and
the
I,
hand.
and I clarified, does it mean dead or alive? And she said, preferably in her cold dead hand. So
that is true.
yeah, I did ask that. So we know that's
Yeah.
legal. That's for at least Rose's part.
Yep. That's great. All you need to find is a hand of hers.
Yeah.
As long as it's Bartha's hand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Someone's name who's Bartha. It never said Bartha the wizard.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
we find anyone named Bartha.
Wizards have implied intent. All right, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
How long?
Let's take a 10-minute break, and then we'll have a little chat afterwards and be done with this. Wash our hands of this. Thank you for watching. See you in 10.
Okay, hello! Great! Nobody could hear my introduction, but this is why we have
swear,
captions.
We heard him the whole time.
I could hear
It's
you.
just like God.
Yo, that
It's
was
like God.
that
We
was
can hear
just
you.
like how the players experienced it. You all just got to experience what the players experienced.
TLDR.
Oh,
Yang
now I
Yang
know that I
exists.
can take a bite of my dinner here because you got a lot to say.
Yep. So anyways, thank you for the people who asked some questions in the chat already. If you do have other questions or comments or whatever, please throw them in as we're going through this. I'm just going to start from the beginning. Like, what a fun campaign. Y'all had highs, y'all had lows. And this group, like, believe it or not, viewers, was kind of thrown together. We didn't do a session 0, and I thought your group's chemistry was just phenomenal.
I agree.
For just the amount of improv that went into it, it was great. So my first question was just going around the table, like, what were some of your own personal favorite moments from the campaign?
Lauren said she still can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh, really?
What?
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
That intro was so good.
No,
What
no,
if
no,
we
no,
did
you're
it
fine. You're
a
fine. You're
third
fine.
time?
I think
thank
maybe it's just like time lapsed. But anyways, what were some of your favorite moments from the campaign?
Refresh.
Oh, my favorite moments were always the players interacting and like it's funny. you guys were funny, and it was fun to watch the relationships develop and weird things happen and all the stuff that I can't plan. That was what I enjoyed. And just the silly relationships, like the thing between Webb and Bande, and Aggie's, her ridiculous shovel smacking, and it's just been, it's not coming to my mind here, but it was just fun. It was funny. There's a lot of laughs. I didn't plan any laughs. I just kind of planned the stuff. What about you guys?
I mean, to be fair, there were like, between Jen and I, there's anxiety, and when you're anxious, then you're just like, I'm just gonna make a joke. It's gonna be so funny. So, that helps some, right?
That's such a big. That's very relatable. Yeah, I think for me, when I was thinking back, because there's so many like really good moments. I mean, I think like the children, like buying the tarts was such a funny scene to me of like Smolly not having money but
needing wasted
money.
Your money like that.
It's just so, I don't know why that tickled me to no end with and all the rumors we got from the children, and like there are werewolves, there are like bandit king ghosts, there's sand ghouls. I don't know why that made me laugh so much, but
I forgot about the ghost.
Yeah,
I just fixated on the werewolves and the sand ghouls.
Right?
About the ghost.
But I think the other thing I'd probably say is with the hags. Like when the hags went down, it's like we're kind of a bunch of bubbling idiots, but then we were like, oh, actually, we have true hatred in our bones. Like we're all like, we're having a fun time. We're kind of mad at these people for being jerks all the time and attacking us. And then it was like, actually, there is true evil in this world. We have witnessed it, and we are going to do everything in our power to stop it. And I thought that was like such a fun turn that we all had simultaneously.
I liked how, despite how we knew nothing about what was coming, we would make comments or jokes, and then it fit. Like the werewolves. There's werewolves. There's going to be werewolves. We're going to hear werewolves. And then there were dogs that we couldn't see, and there were wolves, but as far as we're concerned, that we couldn't see, and they would disappear. And sometimes we could see, and we're like, oh, they were just using the wrong were term. It's where are they wolves? They're werewolves. Like, and it just fit, and it was hilarious because that totally wasn't planned.
Yeah, there was so much of stuff like that. It was really fun.
Yeah,
I liked early, and I think we set that tone early on when we were in the carriage, and you were making comments about like seasick, and I'm like, you see something and it makes you sick. I don't, because Bandy's just so not he's experienced with street life, being poor. He has his memories of when he was young, but he was young, right? Like you got to think single digits, like when all that stuff happened. And so he has no perspective. He has no formal education beyond whatever he learned up until that point. Everything else is street. So like he would be asking those questions. What? Like if it isn't pertaining to staying alive on the street, he has no clue. No clue. So that I think we set the tone there, and then it just went off the rails, which
in a wonderful way, super fun way.
Yeah.
So, Steven, in planning this adventure, you've obviously ran this adventure a number of times, but like this time around, did you get the character backstories ahead of time, and did you alter anything from like the base game, especially for these characters?
Really good question. I don't think I did, except for the obvious here at the end, the visions. God, can you guys?
He got some backstory from us, but I don't think you changed anything for that specifically.
Yeah, I don't think I did.
And there were things you asked us to plan out that never came up, so we were always waiting. I think I know I was always waiting.
Right. So remind me what things.
Like Shadowfell, like connection to the Shadowfell of some kind.
For me, it was I have an aunt that would come and visit.
Yeah.
That was
would these things come out in season 2, maybe?
Yes.
Maybe.
Well, okay, then maybe we'll just keep them in our back pocket. There are things you don't know.
Well, I'm just saying There is stuff that we developed that didn't even
Yes.
come out.
Yep,
Yeah.
those are long. Those are the long game. Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah, I couldn't tell. Like, it felt like every moment was just like packed with interactions and packed with insights and role play, and it was great. It felt like it all just came together super well.
At the end, when we got to the wizard tower and it was catching on fire.
Yeah.
Directly, yeah. It was such a tough change for it, and then immediately
So
that
funny.
being Bandy's exact trauma.
Yeah.
It was like,
I
oh man,
know.
this sucks. I guess we're not like I knew we weren't gonna end here, but I really wanted to drop off this wand.
Yeah, that is just part of the adventure, and I did not tweak that to match his background.
So Steven, I want to direct a question to you.
Yeah.
You've ran this for many different groups who
Yeah,
all
4
played
times this.
pretty differently, right?
Yes.
So what is something that you specifically learned from this group?
Learned from this group. God, I don't know. I
Like, did you have an encounter that really went off the rails, or they asked for like an option that you didn't originally think of?
Yes, there were some things like that. Oh my God, but it's not coming to me. Give me a minute, and that'll come to me.
Okay, let's start with maybe like Gwen and Gar. So, like, over the course of playing this game, is there something that you learned about your own characters that you didn't initially plan?
Do you want to go first?
Gar, go first. Go first.
Me
Gar.
go for. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So like, Bande originally got developed as a charity one-shot character at a much higher level, and then I got invited back to do another charity one-shot at a much lower level, and then I got back to do this, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll just bring Bande back since the Dungeon Scrawlers channel is familiar with this character at level 1, and so we're kind of seeing Bande. This is like a potentially a different multiverse version of Bande, right? Now in the new D&D's multiverse things. I had always left his backstory very vague because that fits then into just about any kind of one shot you might need to do. So I learned a lot about Bande because I had to really think about what would you learn spending decades on the streets, not having anywhere to go, that being your only home, like all of the things, and how would that affect your personality? Right. So he is far more fleshed out now, and his story is far more fleshed out now. And you saw it all on live on the streams, because all we really knew was he was a wizard. Parents, who knows what happened to them when he was a kid? He grew up on the streets. There's a wizard they worked for. I don't know if we go into the I don't even remember if we talked about the thieves group he runs with and some of the people that his current companions. Okay, that was backstory. So I know, I've got names for some of them, and we talked about how he got his name. Imagine there is a group of thieves he works with that have their own similar naming structures. They don't know their actual names. That's just not the way you work, right? So a lot of that stuff just kind of got fully developed along the way.
Let me ask you maybe a side question. Is there anything that surprised you or Bande over the course of the game in terms of interacting with any of the other PCs or NPCs? Like, did it bring out a side of his personality, or did they change you in some way? Did their influence affect you?
I mean, obviously, there's the whole Brother Moors thing. I think we're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a bit.
I think the hags, Bandy's a thief, but he's not a killer. And until he came on this trip, understanding, might have to kill some people to get rid of this debt. I don't know what they're going to ask me to do, but he has to do it. And there was a lot of killing. And I don't know that he's necessarily processed any of that yet. But when we got to the hags, he was like, now I want to kill someone. That last hag needs to die.
Yeah, as a viewer.
That's still haunting him. I mean, he thinks that woman's going to go do it. Bande got the cut of her jib pretty good. He knows she's capable. Still gonna follow up on that.
As a viewer, that was definitely like the moment y'all like really came together as a party and went from sort of like, maybe like loss of innocence to like Avengers. Or I guess maybe the killing of the dog. Maybe there's multiple moments.
We didn't kill a dog.
Well, avenging the dog.
We avenged it, but that was at the beginning. I mean, that was everybody like, okay, well, we're gonna. But Bande went into that like, what are we doing? I don't understand. It's a dog. Like, Bande likes dogs, but like, everything dies. We're gonna go dive for a dog? Like, he didn't fully understand that. But he's like, I'm running with this group. I gotta, you gotta at least back him up and then keep an eye on. He never got real close in that fight. Keep an eye on an escape path if things go bad. That was water deep Bande right there. But with the hags, it was like, I'm gonna freaking kill these hags if I go down too. Like, he was like, that was the full switch, right?
Gwen, did you change? Did Aggie change based on things that she encountered or people she interacted with? Basically, from how did she evolve?
Well, it's just like thinking about like talking about like Bandy's kind of switch with the hags. I think of like Aggie had her first like kill, essentially. She's never killed something before until she killed like this wolf. I think it was the wolf was the first thing that like she actually killed. That was like rabid, right? But she had never like killed a creature before. And I think that like really was like such an interesting thing because I like thought about it prepping for it, but then just like genuinely experiencing of like, oh my gosh, this is awful. And kind of the change of like, I kind of viewed Aggie as like, maybe she didn't do the best thing, but I was like, oh, she's morally good, you know what I mean? But then like thinking more about like her situation of like her leaving her wife because now she's like looks like a different person and she has these powers that she's like scared to confront. It like really came clear to at least me that I'm like, oh, Aggie's a bad person actually. Aggie's actually a bad person and everything she's doing is like penance for this wrongdoing. So she's trying to do the right thing now, even at the risk to herself. And I think definitely martyred herself. Like in every fight, it's like, all right, I'm getting out there. I'm gonna stand in the front line. I'm gonna have my shield out. I'm ready, because I think Aggie's like better to die than not, which is very cowardly.
Bande just thinks that she's avoidant. It's just full on avoidance. And doesn't think she's a bad person, just thinks she made a bad decision. Doesn't want to deal with it.
Steven, did you have an answer now?
Well, yeah, I just want to say that there were several things. Every group that I've run it for, this is the fourth group, every group does something I didn't expect. And this group's no exception. I can't remember the details, but basically the thing that I've learned as a DM is that's the fun, is totally unexpected things. Like I remember when I ran it for you, Yang Yang, and Eric, and Aaron, and
Cat Rambo.
I remember when things changed so much after your run through, but there was that door in the tomb, and nobody could open it. It was like nobody could pick a lock, nothing. And you came up with this idea of an entangle spell cast through the crack to entangle whatever the mechanism was back there. And that was a great solution. It was, it was just surprised, but I was stumped at that moment as a DM. I was like, oh crap, I created a door that nobody can open. This is so dumb. What's and there's I'm a little more experienced now, and there's ways I could figure it out my way out of it. But at the time I was like, oh, thank God, Yang Yang came up with something.
So FYI, that was a stone door that led down to that ritual room with the skeleton fight.
With the sword that shot out. Yeah.
Yes, that.
So it's an important door. Like, you got to get through that door.
There's always got to be another way to get through important things.
That's why we play test.
Yep. So speaking of playtesting, throughout this adventure, there were several moments where, like, you guys had a lot of fun, a lot of great jokes, a lot of laughter, but there were also some moments where the characters and maybe by extension, like the players felt some like emotional peril. And I was wondering, like, after having experienced that, like people who might experience that at their tables, do you have any advice for DMs or players as how to handle that if it like comes up at their own table?
I'd love to hear the answer to that.
I think he was asking you. I don't.
I mean, any of you really.
Well, I mean, when Gar had such a powerful reaction to Morris's condition, I mean, I was really surprised. Honestly, I created that as a Monty Python joke scene, and I guessed completely callously. It started from this. Okay, if you were only a head, it bugs me in movies and things when there's like a magically someone's head severed and it talks. It can't talk. It doesn't have any it doesn't have any air going over the vocal cords. So I thought, if you really want that to work, you're going to have to hook up a bellows and a tube, and then their head can talk. I thought that was funny, but it was awful. It was just awful. I mean, in my head,
it's the context, right?
Yeah, of course. And so I think I handled it well just by being quiet and respectful.
I mean, the big thing is like let people step away from the table. Pause, because you never know what's causing that trigger, and the people might know. I didn't go into that thinking that was going to be a super emotional thing.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, like I was, when I'm playing, I'm just trying to be Bande. And for him, like the thought of like, I think what went through his head and what hit me at that moment is like, how would Bande immediately handle this if someone did this to his parents? Right? Like this was a human being. And that just, for whatever reason, that absolutely wrecked me in that moment. So, and there was no control over that. So it's just one of those things you just got to take a break. You got to move forward.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you, like, as a player, when you encountered that situation, like, do you have any advice on how to handle that? You mentioned taking a break, maybe stepping away.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what we were trying to take the break, but I think you were AFK. And then we got, but then we came back. Like, so it was weird. It was one of those weird scenarios. But if you're at a home table, you're just like, I need a minute, and then you step away. And like, obviously, if you're playing with a group of people, hopefully you're playing with a group of people who respect you as a person and are going to give you that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the big
thing. Absolutely.
I think that's with any kind of thing that hits you emotionally is. Like the other one was the licking of the face, where Jen's like, nope, and it's just one of those things where you just got to be like, okay, that's not a thing. Yeah, you move forward. Like some people have arachnophobia. Oh, and a big spider crawls out. Nope. Like you just got to be like, okay, a big 8-legged dog. No, well, like that could be
just
close,
a beetle.
right?
It's a scorpion. It's something else.
Something else. You just got to find like. You just got to really quickly switch it into something that's acceptable. And,
that was a good lesson for me. I was trying to
stick
fix
to
it.
That's the thing. Right?
Instead of just turning around and just deleting the whole conversation and just moving on, I tried to fix it, and that was
and that's usually people don't need. That's the big thing is people don't need to be fixed.
Yeah, right? I wasn't trying to fix that. I was trying to fix my blunder.
But you're trying to fix the story and the kind of, and it's like it's just you can just move on, right? Like if someone's like, well, that's not a topic I want to get into, then it's just like okay, and then you just move on and you get back into the fight because everybody gets into this. Oh, not everybody, but usually you're accepting that you're going to get into some fights with some really weird things. That's kind of table stakes. I think for most people doing this, but anything that has to do with like non-consent, where I mean that's not fighting, that's some weird creature licking you for its own pleasure. That's nope, that's a big no, right? So and not everybody's gonna have issues with that, but if they do, and that,
good lesson.
Yeah, no, those are some very good pieces of advice. Before I move on to the next question, Gwen, did you have anything you want to add to that too, or?
Yeah, I think the two big things is like, yeah, being ready to adapt because sometimes like there's stuff that you didn't even, and never in your life did you think that was going to affect you. And then like somehow your rational brain goes, really think about what this would be like. And that can just kind of get to you. So like being flexible in that way. I highly recommend, there's a lot of great lines and veils is my go-to, zero session checklist. If you Google lines and veils, you can get like lines are the hard lines. You don't ever talk about this thing. Veils are like you can allude to this, so that, and a bunch of the topics on here are like alcoholism, bullying, rape, classism, harm to animals, graphic gore, harm to children, and it's like, oh, I'm okay with knowing there's harm to children, but I don't need to see it. But like kind of having that, even just like, if you don't get the opportunity to have a zero session because life is crazy, at least sending that out like, hey, fill this PDF out, or fill this
Just ask. What are
yeah.
your lines and veils? And veils specifically are things like a sexy, like you don't have to act out. You can be like,
fade
okay,
to
there's
black.
Fade to
no
black.
consent, but it's
Yeah.
gonna go behind a curtain and we're moving on with the story, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the veils. Like we can, initiate, but then nope, but the other is the hard lines or
And it's nice to have the list too, because I don't think about things like I'm playing D&D and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I don't want to see visceral harm to children, but I didn't think of it when you asked me.
Yeah.
So having a list can be good.
And I've done, whenever on the few occasions where I've DM'd, I've done lines and veils and I've had to completely change a character in my game because one person's hard line was alcohol, like drugs and alcohol. And I had a character that was based around like they were a druid and they were the Southern California hippie hothead druid and,
Oh my
and
goodness.
sharing their stuff. Like they grow the best stuff in the forest and
Yeah.
and it would give
Nice.
everybody bonuses if they participated. But yeah, I had to completely
Oh
change
my
that
God,
character.
that's terrible.
I can see it.
Uh,
So speaking of characters, I'm going to go to some of the chat questions. So the first ones are for Gwen. So Aggie is a delight of the character, says the lurking writer. Did you ever hope that Steven would take some of your hilarious comments and make them like canon? And how attached do you think Aggie has become to the other spine rippers?
Oh man, I hope everything I say Steven takes and is like, that is true. That is like
Yeah.
Aggie's like a very truthful person, so I think she tried to like be really honest about a lot of this stuff. Like I think, especially she's talking everything she talks about with her wife. But I think she's like unfortunately quite like attached to them at this point. I think like even if she's like, I'm ready to bail, she's got to see it through because she doesn't have a lot of friends. She had her wife, and she kind of, I think Aggie used to have a very shallow group of friends with her life, and that like kind of left her after she went through this kind of, I don't, in real life it's not grotesque change, but like in the game it was this horrible change to worshiping a god of death and all this. And I think she like lost all of her friends, she lost her wife, so I think she's genuinely really excited to be connecting with a bunch of other misfits. No.
misfit.
Misfits?
Yeah.
You misfit. You are a misfit.
Who you calling a misfit?
Oh, so
Webb, the
speaking of
biggest
that
misfit.
character, Webb, the lurking writer actually has a question for Gar related to Webb. Gar, how amused are you with Webb versus how annoyed Bande is with him? And how do you think Bande feels about the group now versus in episode 1?
Oh wow. So two questions in one. I enjoyed all the interactions with Webb. I thought they were hilarious. Especially when Steven would forget that he was the one running Webb. Bande is used to like Bande would have felt very comfortable with Webb because Webb is like Bande, like understands the life, right? That has a different perspective on it, but he runs into people with different perspectives who still go out and steal stuff, and has worked with lots of other people. So he was more comfortable with that and with the trash talk there because that's Bande doesn't do friends, but Bande does like can be amicable and Like that's kind of the closest thing he understands to friendship, but he doesn't have friends.
Yeah.
That's, it's just, yeah, there's people you're on a job with and that you're working with, and sure, but like they screw up and they die, I'm out. Like that's, yeah. And then how does Bande feel about the group? Oof,
Yeah,
man.
now versus episode 1.
Do I need a mute? Do I need earmuffs?
Yeah, just step away. Earmuffs. La la la.
I mean, like, so in episode 1, there were some scenes where like Bande very clear was like, "Wait, what? We're gonna do what? You want to do what?" Like did not understand what these people were doing. Like Bande is supposed to be a very soft-spoken, like quiet, not soft-spoken, because Bandy's outdoor voice is his inside voice. But
yeah, I never thought of him as soft-spoken. No way.
He can't control that. That's just his voice. Yeah,
like that first scene.
But he's designed to not. I made him to not be the talkative one, and because he kind of got shocked out of his shell because people were making very poor decisions. He's not used to that. He's spent decades with people who do whatever it takes to stay alive.
It was so funny.
And here were people who were doing everything to not live.
So Kiry,
his perspective,
Kiry kept like dragging you guys into everything, every DM hook that was out there. She just went straight
the
for
full
it.
Shill. She went 100% chill. And she's like, "What are we doing? I don't. This isn't. So from the beginning,
I'm glad.
He was like, what are these people doing?
Oh, so
like we have a job to do. Are we even going to live through this?" And was trying to, and decided to try to be like what some people on the street were to him, trying to like teach them, like, you got to be a little more self-aware. You got to not necessarily. And at this point, it's like, they don't listen. I don't know what I can't, this is just, but it's like,
hard cut to when Bande is running into a burning building in front of everyone, leaving everyone else behind.
Oh my god!
Let's
Yeah.
all
Oh my
on the
goodness.
table. Gar's taking the high road right
look,
now. And
that
yeah.
was trauma. I haven't gotten to the end yet. But I mean, when Bande was literally, Bande went full Johnny Cash and dove into a ring of fire, right? And realized then, I made the bad mistake.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's twice. First
like,
time
I shouldn't. What was I doing here? Right? Like, why did I? Oh God! And they're not going to just be like, well, he's dead. They're going to try to get in here. Oh no! And felt real bad. And that's probably the first time he's felt real bad about a decision he's made with a group of people. I don't know that he's processed that yet. Again, he doesn't understand friends. Doesn't do affectionate touching. Like that's family. That's all he grew up with. So like he only ever got that from family. He wouldn't get that from anyone else.
Yeah, we'll see if you hug Kiry in season 2. That's one of the big questions up in the air.
Be really uncomfortable for him.
Number one hook.
Hey, group hug! Come on, everybody, group hug!
Okay. I mean, look, he also doesn't. I mean, he hasn't bathed yet, and his clothes are always filthy.
Oh, did you notice?
Don't really want to get clothes.
Did you notice the bathtubs in this tower? There's several bathrooms.
But he wouldn't. But you knocked him out. So
that's where we'll pick it up.
Yeah, the first encounter of season 2. So 2 more questions for.
Andy, you gotta get in that tub.
2 more questions for the night. The last one will be for you, Steven. I'm going to ask you about the future of the Affairs of Wizards and another game for this group. But before that, I want to ask Gwen and I want to ask Gar. MVP, spell, or ability for your character?
MVP?
Create water.
Create water,
Create
yes.
water.
I second.
Nice.
That was hilarious.
That was
fantastic.
Spell. I love it so much.
Yeah.
Okay, Steven. So
hold on. Mine. Am I doing mine?
Oh, I thought you said create water also. Go ahead.
Hers was
please.
Hers is absolutely create water.
Yeah. Signature spell at least.
Alarm?
I mean, this isn't a signature spell, but I would say like the MVP was the control flames.
Oh,
that
nice.
The
was
last,
Yeah, it was a
last
good
couple
one.
episodes, right?
That
Like the
was
second to last
cool.
episode. Just
Yeah.
like putting out the companions while running away
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
dropping it. Like that would be,
That was cool.
yeah.
And what
Ooh.
level spell is that?
It's a
cantrip.
cantrip.
Oh, that is so great.
You're like
Oh
a
my-
firebender. Gwen's like a waterbender. Kiry's a little bit like an earthbender. We just gotta get Smolly on this boat. Smolly's
Airbender?
Smolly's a spine bender. That's
spine bender. Yes, I love it.
A chiropractor, if you will.
Time to
Yeah,
see the
Smolly's-
doctor.
Yeah,
That's
just like what
amazing.
your writer says, Smolly's MVP spell was rip spine.
Yeah. The last
Over and
spine
over
bender.
again.
So good. Okay, Steven, take us
Yes.
away with the future of the Affairs of Wizards as a module. Like, where can people find it? Where can they learn more about it? And then also anything you want to say about upcoming season 2 that you have not already said.
Okay. Well, if I had been really on top of my game and there was nothing else in my life to do except create this, it would be ready and in the stores right now. But I have things in my life. The book 1 is done. I have a couple images I need to commission to fill it out. And you know, just some, basically it's all formatting now, and then that's a bear that takes for freaking ever. Every map has to have a border on it. I have to add those, has to have a scale and it's just all this tedious little things. It's kind of fun, but it takes a long time, and if you worry yourself with deadlines, you will be miserable. At least I will. So I don't. And so as a result, you know, the Kickstarter that I still need to run to pay myself back for the art and so on, that's probably going to be in the spring. And I don't know when we'll get a chance to run this again. It depends largely on player availability and so on. I'm thinking by summer though, because at least then, you know, at least Gwen and I won't be teaching, and so maybe summer will be a good time for it. But I have the second book all written and all the maps and everything that's ready to go. It's book 3 that that is all well, I have a ton of notes to myself, and it's still in draft 1. So that and that one, this group will probably be the first group to run it. It depends. It just depends. You know, hopefully we're still together at that point, but that wouldn't be coming until a year from now, probably. So, but when would they be available for sale? I need to talk to people who know about things like business to know if I mean, is it, if I just release one book, that's only, I mean, you could run it as if the only adventure was deliver the wand, yay, you're done. But if you want to do the whole adventure, the whole campaign, you need at least 2 books. And the third book I could, you know, could be forthcoming. But, you know, if you're a DM and a bunch of players, and what did it take us? 12 sessions of like 3 hours each. So 36 hours. If, you know, 36 hours for a group that plays 8 hours every weekend, it's in 1 month, they're done with book 1. And so they don't want to wait for a friggin' year for the next. So I don't know when it's wisest for me to actually release them. Feel free to.
I mean, I don't know how many groups will play for 8-hour sessions. I mean,
know.
I've never, that's like high school for
Very
me.
wishful.
Exactly,
Yeah,
high
can you
school groups.
imagine?
But you know, I think you see what I'm trying to say is that
Mhm.
it would suck to be abandoned halfway through waiting for that next installment. So at least 2
Cool.
that I can see that. And then yeah, so
Keep your eyes out. There'll be
keep
an
your eyes
announcement
open.
coming.
Next spring we may see a Kickstarter, and I'll make an announcement about that. And yeah, so
All right, awesome.
yeah. Now, if there were people out there in this community that wanted to like give me feedback on like when whether or not they think I'm right-headed about the business idea that I just chucked out there about waiting for a while, please let me know. Just contact me on Discord, direct message me, I guess it's, and because I really, I'm not a business person, and yeah, obviously.
Yeah, just go to the stream chat channel and just at Steven. I think he's Steven Merlino on our Discord.
Yeah. So did I miss something there?
No, that was great.
I mean,
No, that
I
was
just
good.
want to say I had so much fun with this group. You're right about the chemistry, and I feel like we just had a ton of laughs every time, and there was so much to discover with the characters, and it's a new game every time.
It's all fun and games until Bandy's in the middle of a fire pit.
Until Bande has visions of his childhood, and then all
Until
bets
Bandy's
are off.
attacked by childhood trauma.
Oh yeah,
Every session.
Every session.
it's like
Every session.
yeah. Somebody needs to get this guy the what is it? The spotless mind, the happiness of the blank brain.
Oh, eternal sunshine of
Sunshine.
something.
Yeah,
Endless
that guy
mind.
really. If ever there was a candidate, it's that guy.
In the D&D world, it's called the Season of Heartbreak. That's the important name change.
J-Dog wants to know which book they get the Tarask.
Oh God!
Gotta be
Don't.
book 2.
Yeah, First Encounter Season 2. Be here. Okay, so I'm gonna do some quick housekeeping items, and then we'll do our outro. But in the meantime, anybody who's still there and has not entered the dice giveaway, please use !ticket in the chat to do so. We will draw the winner during the outros. If you're the winner, you get to pick one dice set of your choice from phoenixdice.com. Any dice set on their website. Their dice are fan-freaking-tastic and made from 100% sustainable materials. So like the good Phoenix, it just rises from the ashes to help you decimate your enemies at the table. So up and coming after this, we have, I believe we're running a few episodes of Grey Mantle. We're going to run the next season of Grey Mantle, and then we may have a Halloween special, depending on how schedules line up. Then we have Extra Life coming up the first Saturday of November. Once again, we're going to be having a full day of content, maybe 12 plus hours of games. So look for that. We'll have some announcements on our Discord about what they are and how you can support Extra Life. And after that, we have some brand new series kicking off, not only on Monday and Wednesday, of which we traditionally do, but also we're going to start some things on Thursday night. So be on the lookout for that. And you can figure out what it is.
Cool.
It's gonna be D&D. So, yeah, Steven, Gwen, Gar, where can people find you? What are you up to? Who you be? Let them know.
You guys go ahead.
Gwen, go.
Hey, you can find me. I'm in the Discord at Lovestruck Gwen. If you ever want to chat, want to play games, there's so many good games out there. And there's also always D&D. It's so good. You can also find me on Camilla Coven on Instagram if you're looking for a different side of me. But I'm always happy to talk about games. You can find me in the Discord at Lovestruck Gwen. And yeah, I'll be around. I'll be popping in on chat. I'll be watching some Dungeon Scrawlers. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Garwar.
Hey, I'm Garwar. I played Bande, or sometimes Bande played me. You can find me a lot of the time at Twitch TV/Garwar. I also make guides for one of our sponsors, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. I've got now, as of today, 180 guides to Idle Champions.
Ooh.
Wow.
So if you need to find something, it's not everything, but there's a lot of things there.
As they update characters, do you have to update your guides?
Yeah, I don't always do that immediately, but I try to do it fairly quickly. But
Yeah.
like sometimes they'll add little things, like they have feats. Like it's a game based off Dungeons and Dragons, and if they add feats, I don't necessarily add the feats to the guide all the way, like immediately. But when they add new champions, the guide goes out. There's a new guide for Cass, the Bloody Handed, right now. They're reworking a character named Voronika. It's going to release next week, so that's a rework. I'll have to rework her guide. I'll do that right away, but that kind of stuff.
Cass of the mighty penknife relic.
Short swords are
Gar,
cool.
I just want to tell you, when I first started playing Idle Champions, like years and years ago, actually before we even did D&D, you know, I mean, like, I appreciate your guides. You were like the only reason I knew like how to do anything with any of the characters. So thank
I got a
you.
lot of stuff. Yeah, and they've
That's
gotten better
cool.
since then. So.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a guide that's just specifically a new player reference. So a new player comes into the game day one, they can open that guide and it gives them a milestone progression path through the game that will take them through a new player early game firmly into the mid game with hopefully with confidence.
I'm gonna need that one.
And
That's awesome.
that's the big one. And then it links out to all the others, right? So
Right on. Is it only a phone game, or can you play it on your PC?
no, you can play it on
Play on anything.
PC.
Anything.
Well, not anything. I don't do Switch anymore. But,
Oh, no more Switch?
it's probably best. I think it's best on PC. Mobile, it wasn't really ever truly made to be on mobile, like tablets, but then it ended up on a mobile shop, and it's like, well, we're here now. And it's on consoles except for Switch. The Switch is rough to do a live service game on.
Yeah.
I see chat is trying to do exclamation point new player and exclamation point Volo. What do those do?
So, exclamation
Well, what are
point
they
new
supposed to
player
do?
on my channel and on the CNA Games channel? It takes you straight to my new player reference. On my channel, exclamation point Volo does sings notes, is a hack, Van Richten 2 sings notes. That's I have a theme song, folks. They made me a theme song.
Oh, that's awesome.
A certified musician
Wow.
made me a theme song in concert with the community of Idle Champions.
Take that.
There is a Garwar's Guide to Everything theme song, and in it, one of the lines is Volo's a hack, Van Richten 2. Because there's, Volo's guide to this, Van Richten's guide to that, and they're all garbage compared to mine.
That's right. That's right. You heard it here.
Throws. So, yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah, Jason Charles Miller, the Bard, sang my theme song.
Cool.
I mean, that is an awesome real life achieve. You and Aaron both
Seriously,
check.
I have a theme song. Aaron has a song for Aaron's song for the Brimstone Angels Go Go Go. I mean, I was there helping write it in chat.
So good.
And it is I still want an anime. I want a Brimstone Angels anime, and that's the theme song. That's the theme song. That's the intro. That's the intro to the anime every time.
Cool.
I think it'd be fantastic. If I ever win the lottery and become a billionaire, I'll be hooking Aaron up with cash to make an anime.
What about the rest of us? We all want an anime based off of.
First off, we got to get the
our
Brimstone
characters.
Angels, so I can sing Brimstone Angels Go 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 every week.
Okay, I'm going to close the giveaway and pick a winner now. Give me a drum roll, please.
Hey.
Texa G 2013. Congratulations!
Are they here right now?
Yeah, they just entered right at the end.
Okay.
I think they were like the very last entry, so they were the top of the fishbowl. That's why it's so easy to draw the raffle ticket.
2013. I wonder what the significance of that is. That's 11 years ago. You think they're 11 years old?
No.
Ooh,
No.
I'm pretty sure their name is short for Texas Aggie. Maybe 2013 is when they graduated. That's my guess.
Oh,
But we'll see.
right.
Detective brain. Anyways, congratulations. I will message you or maybe pass a message through Gar, and we'll figure out how to connect you with
Also,
Phoenix Dice.
I don't know if Morty Rocks won last week and they weren't here. Or they're whispers. Morty, if you're in chat or if somebody sees Morty Rocks, let them know their whispers weren't working and Michelle couldn't reach out to them. So
Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely follow up with both of them. But yep. Until next time, friends.
yeah. Thanks for watching.
See y'all later.